Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Geeks5EPodcast. I am your host, the one, the only, notorious, the infamous, the most chaotic panelist and podcast host in all of Texas, the one, the only, Mr. Uppies himself, Captain Mexico, King Mexico. I gotta go mute for a bit. I'm on my way home. Diamond, take over. God damn it, Diamond, stop walking away from the goddamn. Stop walking away. Diamond, stop walking away. Take over your lead. Introduce your ass. I'll be back.
I am the B plan B, the B string, the B team. When Sonic and King Mexico are not here, I am the secondary co-host, Diamond Assassin.
Did you just say you're Plan B?
Yes, because that's what Jesse said.
B Squad.
Yeah, B Squad. Yeah.
That's right, people. Diamond is the morning after pill you've been waiting for. What?
That's what he said the first time, because he's been trying to revive my just like introducing me. And I was like, okay, sure. At this point, I accepted it. You know what? It is what it is.
You gotta get more guff, Coming to the stage, the one, the Diamond Assassin. You just have your own theme music, and you bust in your own door with your own title belt.
The tag team champion to you, sir.
The tag team, the one half of who's your partner?
17, which is a friend from the Discord.
There you go.
One half of the tag team champions.
Yes. The other half is just some random person from the Discord.
It's not here, but
the whisper.
Here and there. We also have a special guest. Introduce yourself.
Oh, hey, everybody. My name is Toa. I'm a show builder for Anime Tyler. That's in Tyler, Texas, which is going to be April 18th and 19th. If you haven't, we were here last year, and we had a wonderful time. Geeks 5 Ever came out and hosted a lot of panels, helped us host karaoke during our Starlight Social. So we got to bring him back again. And, of course, they got to have me come on here and talk about what we're going to do this year. So let's do it.
And I think Mexico disappeared, but it's fine.
Yeah, it's perfectly fine. The bear and the puppy are fine.
So, how have you been?
I almost died earlier this month.
Oh, Lord.
The reason I was supposed to be on the show previous week and I didn't make it is I wasn't feeling well. Most of you don't know who I am from left or right or whatever, but the short version is that I was filming a project with actually a group called Take One Improv. I don't know if you've ever heard of them, but they are very popular in convention circuits. And one of their founding members is Corey J. Phillips, who's a voice actor, does a lot of voices. He started doing this amazing Fallout fan series in my studio. Our studio started doing the filming and choreography, or cinematography for him, and partnered up with a lot of other people. Amazing talent. All these different actors came out, and we started filming all these different episodes and stuff. If you want to check it out, let me know. I'll put a link for you guys later to look at too in the Discord.
That's really cool.
It's quite cool. A lot of fun to do. So on the first, we were filming, and I wasn't feeling really hot. I was doing what they call a zoom in take, where you're back here and then you zoom in on the you go all the way, you walk all the way across the field and you kind of zoom in, you speed it up a little bit. I was doing that, and by the time I walked maybe 25 yards, I was completely out of breath. And of course I'm carrying a giant camera with the and it's not light, it's good 50 plus pounds with all the equipment on it. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm just didn't sleep well. Let's do it again. Did it again, got up there. Really couldn't catch my breath. Stomach was feeling weird. I literally had to put stuff down and hunch over, and you're just go on your knees to catch your breath, Yeah. So after all that, I went home, talked to my wife. I was like, if I feel like this tomorrow, we're going to go to the hospital. She's like, no, we're going to go right now. Got into, and if anybody's from Dallas, we went to Parkland. Parkland is an amazing hospital, but it's also the hospital for everybody. But we've had them. They helped me 2-3 years ago when I almost died the first time, and I had a surgery and I survived, and they were fantastic. So I do like Parkland, so praise to them on their great work and their great staff. But anyways, got there. They took my blood sugar. They checked my heart. They thought maybe I was having a heart problem because I have heart disease in my family. So it's not like it's uncommon. I'm thinking too early, whatever.
Yeah. Anything can happen at this point.
Oh God, 2026 was going to be the day. I knew it, Went to Went in the hospital Sunday night at like 8:00 at night. We were in the emergency room. I was on the floor for 3 hours.
Oh God.
I was actually in an emergency room until 8:00 the next night before they moved me into my main room, which I was there for 5 days. What I found out is a couple of things. First off, I am a newly born type 2 diabetic.
Oh.
That's right, gamers. Exercise and sodas and chocolates all your life doesn't help. No, I happen to be just happened to me. It sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Their haircuts at Parkland's amazing, expensive facilities. Just yeah, the inside standing fee. I should charge for that. Sorry, I just look, click. I missed all the chats.
Yeah.
But, and then on top of that, the reason I was shortness of breath is because what ended up occurring was I got blood clots in both my left and right lungs. I had 3 majors and a bunch of little ones throughout my lungs, which were causing me issues to breathe.
Mm-hmm.
And then to top it all off, I had one of my kidneys was just dumping protein. So all this was happening. My body was basically at war with itself, and that's the reason why I was in the hospital for a while. Got a bunch of shots. Now I have to take insulin and medication and watch my diet. No more sugar. So, 0 free Dr. Peppers, and holy shit, it's a Mexican show.
Yeah. Hey, I know. Damn it.
I know, damn it. That's right.
Yes,
people. You remember
exactly.
that? See,
I know, damn
it. Because I can't hear my voice. I hate it when I can't hear my voice.
I want
and
that
my
to
mic
be
is
on
like
posters.
way up there. Yeah, quotes. Geeks Forever. We actually have a thing on our channel, our server that's called quotes.
I know, damn it.
I forgot to send
I'm gonna
Sonic
make a shirt.
link. That's why he's not here. I thought he was busy. I thought I sent it to him. Who the hell did I send it to?
Some random person's gonna come on and be like,
come on down.
Hi, I'm Phil, and I was invited to this podcast. I'd like to talk to you.
At this point, we invite so many goddamn people that.
Have you met Cthulhu? Have you heard the worship of Cthulhu?
Have you heard the good word?
Have you heard the good word? It's more like, but it's a good word. No, but I ended up surviving. And because I was in the hospital for
God, because we were all like, oh God. No,
it was pretty bad. But here's the funny thing. So I get out of the hospital like Thursday night, Friday morning. I, finally get home. I call my boss, said, hey, I'm home, but I'll be in Monday. Let me just recover. And he's like, not a problem. Go in Monday morning. He lays me off.
Jesus.
My main job laid me off. And it wasn't because of anything or the hospital visit. It was because the new owners wanted everybody to move to Ohio. And I wasn't willing to move to Ohio because who in the right mind wants to live in Ohio?
Yeah.
Nobody. People in Ohio don't want to live in Ohio. Ohio is a myth. It's a
urban
we don't even
legend.
know if it's real.
It's like the Loch Ness
People
Monster.
say it's real. We don't know.
I mean, you go to Ohio to watch the Bengals, and then you realize that you're in Ohio. There's no Bengals.
Wait, Chad.
There's no Tigers, even in there.
Did you move to Austin?
Me? No.
No, the chat.
No, someone from.
Oh.
The chat.
Finally watching from my new apartment in Austin. Well, congratulations on your new apartment in Austin. I'm assuming he moved to Austin, or his name is Austin, whichever one.
Okay.
Anyways,
for those that aren't aware, I still got to share the link for the show.
So all this is for nothing.
Oh no, yeah, it's for nothing. The 5 people that watch the show are going to the con.
Cthulhu's back.
Just as a reminder, Anime Tyler, Texas is the 18th and 19th of April. It is in Tyler, Texas. You can get your tickets right now at animetylertexas.com. Geeks 5 Ever will be there. We have 3 panels, and it is WrestleMania weekend. That is right. WrestleMania 42 comes to you live from Las Vegas in the U.S. on freaking ESPN or ESPN. I forgot what the fuck it's called.
ESPN.
And if you are like me and you pirate if you have a VPN, you can watch it on Netflix. Yeah. Could we be watching what do these two have things? What's going on? Why are you talking about WrestleMania during Anime Tyler? We could have a WrestleMania watch party Saturday at Anime Tyler, Texas for all you wrestling fans. And for those of you in Houston Sunday, you can join the Geeks as speed through 45 South, running back to Houston like my house is on fire.
As the state troopers are just like, all right, let's be on the lookout now.
We got a code brown, fast driving Mexican on the road. And joining us always late because I thought I sent him the link. It turns out I didn't. My bad, Sonic. I literally thought I sent him the link.
I like how he threw you down. Always showing up late, but my fault.
No, because like, just so some context, I had to go run a quick errand, and I sold that 20-pound belt.
Let's go.
Oh, you sold it? Nice.
Yep, I got $250 for it, exactly what I paid for. So,
like 20-pound like wrestling belt, or
yeah, it's a bootleg, but it weighs 20 pounds. The authentic ones don't weigh that much. No. Like the real ones they use on TV
like
weigh
it's
30
bootleg,
to 40.
but it's like Dragon Ball Z balls. They're bootleg.
Oh, you know what?
They will summon a dragon.
It's not really bootleg. It's more like it's
it's
so handcrafted, but it looks bootleg.
Bootleg.
Mine. I have a Mandalorian helmet that was handmade. So
give me 1 second.
This is
actual steel. No, see, I mean,
it's steel, but it's bootleg.
As we monitor his microphone now. Anyways, Mr. Sonic Keyblade Sonic. Sorry.
How are you, man?
Well, I was just explaining. I almost died, but I survived. The clip notes is I'm type 2 diabetic. I'm dealing with. I had blood clots in my lungs, and my kidneys were dumping protein out the wazoo. So the beginning of the month, I damn near croaked. But in the process of being in the hospital, I lost 10 pounds. I lost another 12, and I've lost almost 20 pounds on top of that being out because I completely flipped my diet. Like almost no sugars, very, very low on carbs. I'm not exercising as much as I should be because I'm still dealing with the blood clot. So it's like I can go for a walk and I'm like, okay. But the one thing I'll give is I no longer vape.
Hey,
there you go. Hey,
that's something.
I
quit.
One
step at a time.
I would say cold turkey, but I have these little nicotine patches I cut in half to help. And then every once in a while, if I really need one, I got these little nicotine lozenges. They're like 2 milligrams, a little tiny. So if you see me pop one of those, it's not nitrate. I'm not gonna die on that. But it's more like stress.
No, that's great. You know, people. I know a lot of people that vape that refuse to vape because they try to list off all they just try to list off how much healthier it is, how much better for you it is than.
There's no such thing as like a healthy version of nicotine in the world, but I am one of those guys that used to smoke cigarettes. Okay, that has 2,000 plus chemicals, including cyanide in them. And then I went to vaping, which had at the time, earlier days, was only about 3 or 4 different chemicals into it. But one of them was a glycol, which does coat your lungs and creates what they call popcorn lung, which is where the nodule in your thing will pop open like popcorn, and they don't absorb oxygen or convert carbon dioxide to oxygen very easily.
Yeah.
So when I was in the hospital, you know, with the blood clots, that's not going to help. It's a pulmonary issue. So the more I do it, the more slower the repair. So I couldn't vape. So they gave me a patch and I was in no mood to be trying to fight them, even though I did get into a fight with a doctor about it. Point a finger if you're watching. Told her to get the F out of the room because she couldn't tell me I could or could not vape because that's my free decision. And she pointed in my face. She started yelling at me and I was like, I'm doing this on my own. Yeah. You can leave. No, but so I put it down, and when I got out, I was like, you know, I made this far. This might be the one shot I have because I was kind of forced into it to completely stop doing it. And to this day, I haven't vaped a single bit. I still have my vape. I still see it. It's over there on the table. And I purposely put it there so I can go, nope, not real to murder anybody yet. So I'm okay still. All right. Yeah. I haven't got to that level. But other than that, I'm a lot healthier than I was. I'm super excited about Anime Tyler. We just got back from WEEBCON. We had a huge show. We gave away over 30 passes.
Oh, wow.
At our table because we were doing a spin to win. So they followed us, which we broke, you know, like I think it was like 300 new followers on our Instagram. And for that, we gave away, you know, if you land on 2 of the 10 spots, you got a free pass. And we gave away like over 30. I think it was like 32 in the end. 32 free pass, including the family. It's like the mom.
The family pack. The family pack. Combo.
No, like the kid one and then the kid's brother one. And I was just like, maybe this is too easy. Did y'all rig this? You know?
They probably did secretly behind your back.
All right,
it's like Ocean's 14 Con Edition, you know.
Someone needs to loosen the screw that's in there, you know. Just
y'all are kind of like a WWE whenever they do the filler seats. All right, give these tickets away quick.
Yeah, right.
We need people to be on camera.
Use like a little magnet.
Yeah.
It's funny. We were talking about y'all yesterday because we did CCS, the nerd garage sale market thing that they did, and we were talking to people about y'all. We've been talking to everybody about y'all because
where was that at? Because I really wish I missed that.
It was in Southwest Houston.
Yes.
Okay, I really want to go to that when they host it because I think that's just really cool. It's like a giant swap meet kind of thing.
I did make a good amount of money. Unfortunately, I did have to pay for Diamond's food.
I mean,
so it was like you win some, you lose some.
See, we should just have a spin. Like if you donate or do like a bid, right? You put $100 in for a ticket, and everybody gets a spin, and whoever wins out of everybody, they get 5 minutes free in the back of Mexico's room to grab whatever they want.
No, some of these items are. You know what?
Shopping cart.
All joking aside, even though I had to pay for Diamond, we did add a new belt to the family.
We got belt.
Hold on, you got rid of a belt to add a belt
with the S, not belt.
Belts.
Oh no, the others are for sale.
Well,
so I'm not going to bring them on camera.
I might get one. I might take one.
Yeah, look at these. These are nice.
Yeah,
nice.
Welcome to the Home Shopping Network.
Okay, so I did have to trade one belt, so I went down to 5, but now I'm back at 6, and we're about to buy 9 more.
And then I might have to pay him off for one that he might.
All these belts, man.
We are selling most of them, so it's not like we're keeping all of them. If we actually kept track of all the belts that we bought and purchased, we're probably at 15.
This was one of them, including.
Yeah,
nice.
But we will be bringing all the championships with us to Anime Tyler.
I really should probably show off my room at some point, but I've got so much collector items. Like I have the original Saba sword from Power Rangers, the original White Ranger. I have one of the original props. I have the fake one in the box, right? The one you buy and everything. But I have one of the originals. That was the die-cast plastic one that he used. And so I've got that signed by Jason too. So God rest his soul.
That's badass.
Somebody needs
I'll give
to
you
change her.
No, give you $1.
No.
That was the running joke this weekend.
I'm not ever selling.
Our friend would sell something. I'll give you $1.
No.
Give him $1. That's it.
Sorry. 4 quarters. Okay. No.
4 quarters. Hey, bro.
Hey, man. I'll give you 100 pennies. They don't make pennies no more.
Oh,
so.
I see why I got.
You know what?
Now.
The value of that might be better depending on what year the penny is.
Oh, were they stuck together with
the labels are tangled.
So you didn't buy one, you bought 2?
No.
So what happened was, we were at the theaters last night. We went to see the Mario Galaxy.
Yeah,
we saw that, and then after we went to the arcade that's in the theater, and one of our group members was struggling to get. So they had the little crane game. Obviously,
my tag
all that
team
stuff.
partner was struggling.
Yeah, his tag team partner was struggling. And then Goku, out of frustration, goes, "You know what? I'm gonna go get him."
He's like,
and he goes in there and he grabs it. And the way he got these, I was like, how did he get 2? Because it reminded me of that scene from Toy Story. He's like, whoa, 2 in 1.
Wow, double prizes.
Double prizes.
So so when you do he bought the card, he spent $30 and which was some of the fucking money he was supposed to pay me back. He's played like 10 times. Everyone's trying to help him. It's not coming up. And I'm like, I'm tired. I passed out for like 15 minutes during the movie.
Goku was ready to punch literally
I was gonna break the machine and just grab it.
Give it. He's like, here, take it.
And then so I get 3 coins, and the first try he wanted this one. So I win it on the first try. So I still have 2 coins. Okay, let me go for homegirl, Anya. And the labels were tangled together, so it pulled both of them, and I got 3 prizes with 2 coins. The third coin, I didn't get a prize because at that point I had won all the winnable prizes. All the other ones were underneath the little guard.
They were out of reach.
So there was like there was a little shelf to display all the prizes. And basically that last one was like pretty much underneath it. So it was impossible for the crane to even get a grip.
I've only ever won one of those or 2 of those in my lifetime. One was at a little bowling alley shop, whatever. They had like the Japanese versions, and they had a cat inside a banana peel. Banana cat is what we call him. Won him first round, first try. I was like, it's sitting in my room, in our bedroom. I gave it to my wife. I'm like, look, when I'm not here, banana cat. And she's just like, this is awkward. I'm like, yes, but As a former resident of Ohio, I no longer. Nobody wants to live in Ohio. We feel that one. Welcome to Texas.
Oklahoma. He's been here long enough to where he's a Texan.
Anna. Yeah. And then the second one was one of those with a spinning key, right? Where you have it go through the hole and you win like iPads and phones. I actually won an iPad just back when it first came out. Little kitties. Fry's Electronics. If you don't know, this is how old I am, born in 1900s. Fry's Electronics was the best electronics store. You didn't have Amazon. You went there and got video cards and all your parts. It was great. And then they turned into assholes.
Then it tore it down.
Well, there's a huge backstory. I got the great story on that one. I did a whole report on it at one point. But either way, Anime Tyler is coming up. I know I have a very short window of time with you guys today.
Yeah, because you got important things. We do got to ask.
I can tell you?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah. So my son, who is 19. So first off, my other son, my oldest son, happy birthday. Today's his birthday. He turns 26. And then my middle son, Daniel, who is 19 on the 11th, leaves for the Navy tomorrow morning.
Ooh, wow.
Okay. He enlisted ROTC in school and stuff and been trying to do it for even before the war. He was already ready to go. And tomorrow he leaves. And so tonight, me and the family are taking him out to a farewell dinner and let him know that if he keeps talking back to them like he does me, he gonna be strong. He gonna come back like
a real man.
I'm gonna shave your head bald. You're gonna look like Napa.
There you go.
Because they're gonna make you push up all day. No, but we have a lot of awesome guests. So I don't know if you're able to share a screen, but our website, animetyler.com, we have Danny Chambers, Spencer Lyles, Veronica Lux. Kelsey Plays is going to do our cosplay showcase, which is awesome. She's a great streamer if you ever get a chance to. Ray Hurd, which the only thing I really, really want to get Ray on camera to do is just justice. That's one time. Just come on, Toph. I just want one time justice from him. And then we have our Starlight Social. So if you were there last year, our first year, we do a thing around 7:00 where we cut the lights down. We have little spotlights everywhere, and everybody like glues lights to their rims or glasses, all kinds of things. And we have 3 special guests showing up for that one: Dusty Feeney, Marcio Ortez, and I'm messing up his name, so please, somebody with a better pronunciation. Mauricio, thank you. I had to roll that R better. And then Ethan, Connor Marshall as well. They'll be there just for the Starlight Social, signing autographs. You can get pictures with them, all kinds of stuff. They each have their own setup.
Wait, who's the third one?
On to the right, Ethan.
Oh, so we got
Ethan, Connor,
Dusty,
Marshall,
Mauricio, and Ethan.
Mauricio. Yeah, I'm gonna have you introduce him. Welcome to the stage, Mauricio. And just have him like come in the Sailor Moon's, tuxedo mask.
Oh, he's the voice for Kamen Rider in Another World. Oh, damn.
Yeah, he's got lots of voices.
Where the hell are you getting Kamen Rider in Another World?
Because it has his anime character on there.
Which one is that one?
It's the one with the horns, with the red suit, like the Power Ranger.
That's
suit.
Red Ranger in Another World.
Well, Red Ranger in Another World. Well, that one.
Sorry, if you click
listen, I mix them up, okay?
If you click them, you can go to their pages as well and see their stuff as well.
Shit.
That's fine. That's fine.
No, if I click on it, I gotta stop sharing. And hold on, let me.
No, that's fine. It's fine. We're back at the Holiday Inn Tyler Conference Center we were last year, except we did a better deal this year. If you do it with our website, it is instead of whatever the normal price last year was like $129. We got them down to $109 a night for everybody, for all of our attendees. Only through our website though. If you go through their stuff, it's like $129 to $149 or something like that. And then,
by the way, I clicked on him and it went straight to his Instagram.
Oh, did it? Okay. So then that's what he had for it. And then Starlight Social, of course, we got the Eek Sing dance again, which is what, you and I did last year with Captain Mexico.
I will be there this year, finally.
Yeah. We're bringing back the food again for everybody. So if you buy a badge, a day pass or a weekend pass for Saturday, right? You're there for it. You get the food, right? We're doing the... I feel super... That wasn't me.
What was that?
Sorry, my phone just like suddenly decided I forgot to put silence. That was perfect timing, but
I was trying to figure out. I was
in my head, I'm like, I didn't load that on a website. What the heck?
I was like, was it the website or was like, are we getting a special guest? What?
17 has entered their chain. A new challenger has arrived.
17 don't get shit until he pays me back.
But we're doing Ain't Sing Dance again, which is like I said last year. So we have food, we have pizza, we have nachos, and we did ice cream, everything there for it. And then right inside, myself and Mr. Captain Mexico here, we hosted an awesome karaoke in partnership. Everybody with you guys helped out with the QR code. We're going to do it again. Behind us, they're going to have Critical Hit Arcade, who runs our guest Fish, who runs our console gaming. He's going to be doing a 2XKO tournament over there, which is basically League of Legends, but in a fighting form, like head to head, like Mugen style. But it's pretty cool actually. And then we've got something else we're going to be doing. It's probably a game show style, but I will put that in there a little. It's something to be announced on Monday.
Secret.
We will be there Saturday. Hopefully morning, because I didn't know what time the panels were going to be, because I didn't get the schedule until a couple days ago. So we had already planned to leave super early in the morning to be there early.
That's cool. We had the last minute shift around. We sent out some stuff. We had a couple people come back that we had placed, and they're like, we need to cancel because of whatever reason or something. And so it required the shifting. And we tried not to make you guys do too much, even though you guys offered to do like 1,000 effing panels.
We had like 18 panels at Allcon.
I know, but at some point I would like you to also do a little filming, a little broadcasting, I'm
too lazy for that.
Look, I did find my camcorder, and there will be a vlog happening.
Yeah.
You will not include me in that fucking vlog.
No, you are going to be in that vlog.
Oh, we're gonna put you on the news. We have the news.
We're gonna be on the news fighting.
Road trip.
The question is that what are you gonna come as this year? Are you coming back as
I don't really cosplay anymore.
Yeah, but last year you came as Randy Savage.
Right, that was a cosplay. I don't really cosplay anymore.
I will.
I did drop a lot of I was.
You do realize you just got to put on like a basketball jersey and some jean shorts and just walk around and just.
Well, no, we're bringing all the belts. So
have you heard John Cena's remix into Latino music? Oh my God, it's amazing.
No, I have not.
I will send it to you when I find it. Because I found it, but somebody remixed it into a Tejano beat.
Now dude, I gotta hear that.
It plays.
Now I need to hear that.
It plays so well that even John Cena at one of his things heard it. It was on the thing. He was like, "Man, if I ever go back to Mexico, that's what we're gonna come out to." Because
so this year
there was a horn with a trumpet going. Bah, 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 bah.
So we're gonna wear like formal clothes. We're gonna wear like shirts, collared shirts, and pants, and we're gonna be like. Evolution. We're gonna come with all the belts. We're gonna have all of them.
They got all the gold.
You're coming in like the corporation did back in the day.
We're gonna come in and we're like this. Anime Tyler Texas is the gold standard of cons.
I appreciate that. You did give us a 9 out of 10 in your review last year, which was fantastic. We were happy
because we had fun.
You know what's funny? The only negative thing we had, and it drove me nuts, was the one guy that we had there. He was filming stuff, and don't get me wrong, his criticism was well taken in, but he was like, I couldn't find the card thing. And I was looking at people because we were watching the show. I was like, did we put the sign there? We even posted on the map. It's like, yeah, it literally says down this hall. So we're gonna try to figure out some way.
Was that one of our guys, or was it some other guy?
It was a guest that you guys had on that did a review of the.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Like I couldn't find dude. There was a sign.
Yeah, there was a sign there, and so it was like, okay, so we're gonna try to figure out this way to make it a little bit more like lights or something, maybe along the floor, like Zoom or something.
No, you can't account for people sometimes don't see shit. You can't account.
It's all good. No, it was criticism that we took and said, okay, how do we make that better? It's not criticism. I look and go, well, I'm not that kind of guy. It was. I was baffled in the beginning. I was like, how did he miss that? And at the same time, I'm like, well, I know it's there because I'm the one to put it there. So if he didn't see it, means I didn't put it well enough.
Technically, you guys did get a 9, so we have to find something to bitch about. So,
I mean, and you said food poisoning?
No, I said I didn't get food because I ate at the Chinese restaurant during the day.
Did Chinese restaurant people have food poisoning?
No. I'm saying I didn't get food poisoning.
Oh, because that one right in front of the hotel, dude, they're good. Like,
no, they were great. They're great.
I'm gonna be down there Saturday for meetings, and I'm literally gonna go over there, get food, to go back in the hotel to sit in the meetings because I miss it.
Okay,
it's the only time I get to see that.
To become like an MC for the con for next year.
So well, I mean, that's not entirely impossible. It is something we could look at. I just need to know. Because right now our MC for this year for the cosplay showcase is Kelsey Place. She's the MC for that one. So, but we can talk about it afterwards. Hopefully we grow. We are unfortunately competing against two other shows. One of them mainly in the Dallas area. I'm not gonna say their name because I don't want to give them any props. Another one that's a little further west than us that popped up. And then there's a trading card event that's happening that Saturday in Dallas, so that kind of hurts us a little bit too because we partnered up with Pokemon.
I mean, your options are not that great though. You have another convention that I will talk about them in a minute.
That's fine.
You have another convention that's people are iffy about. You got another event which is trading cards where you can go and spend your hard-earned money on scalper prices.
Mm-hmm. Which we do have, by the way. We partnered up with All Valley Pokemart this year. They're coming up from the south, and just to
clarify, they don't have scalper prices. He didn't. They have because I said you're gonna go spend your money on hard-earned scalper prices, and then you include it, which we do have.
Which we do have.
No, they don't.
No. Would like to clarify.
Clarify. The person we partnered with. All right, All Valley Pokemart, who is coming up, is gonna have a ton of Pokemon. He is gonna be doing trades. He is gonna be buying. He is setting up. He's bringing One Piece out. We're trying to get some judges to help us with some of the card tournaments and stuff. Okay. Right now, it's a little rougher, just because of the timing. There's other tournaments that are happening in Dallas and Houston, so they kind of got pulled away for that. But it doesn't mean free play and learn how to play and check out and Poke Trade and all that other stuff. So it's going to be good. So make sure you guys check that out as well. They're doing us a huge favor. Shout out to Chaz and All Valley Pokemart. Thank you for stepping up this year.
Hell yeah. They sold me with some fucking Pokemon cards last year for dirt cheap.
Yeah, he's a solid dude, and he's like as a workout guy too. So like he always posts like he's like Pokemon, and he's like ripped, and it's like, oh look, Machop, you know.
Also, a side note: if anybody's wondering what my dad was coming into the room, and he's like, I muted, but he was like, place a piece of paper on the table. He's like, jury duty. I'm like, fuck.
You have jury duty?
I never go.
Never go. You still go.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Every time I vote, I get called for jury duty. Doesn't fair.
Yeah, that's yeah.
So that's sometimes kind of what happens.
Yeah, best
I know. I hear
scenario.
smoke alert too. I was like, I'm trying to figure out if it's Mexico's or I think it's Sonic's. Because he showed up and the first thing he did was I was like,
Yeah, I'm sorry. We've been so busy and all that stuff with, you know, not just me, also my family. We've been so busy with like all of our stuff we were doing this week that we haven't had time to fucking this goddamn chirping sound.
Sonic. Don't
you get used to it.
Don't apologize, Sonic. We're Latinos. We're minorities. We're people of color. That's how we know it works.
Yeah. Which is kind of weird. You would think if you hear that it works. When it doesn't. It doesn't. I don't know.
That's when you don't hear. Oh shit!
When you don't hear it, you know the battery's completely gone. Yeah, don't worry, because white people, the stereotype is we just forget to turn them, like even put them in,
turn them on, or turn them on,
and be like, or my favorite, getting the fans with the filters. I circulate my air and it's still got the plastic on the filter.
Yeah.
You know, those are my favorite.
Kids doing that again.
It's a green. That's all it is.
It's gonna be a fun game. Take a shot every time the chirp.
We're also partnering with DTHHC, which is bringing the interpreting. That's the Tyler Deaf Hard of Hearing Center in Tyler. They're going to come out and do sign language interpreting during some select panels. So, and if anybody needs it, you know, my wife is also coming out. She's an interpreter. She's actually going to hook up with some friends of ours that are out there and interpret for them. So she's really excited about that. So we're trying to be inclusive and try to bring out the community. We're family friendly. So if you guys expect us to have like 18 plus and stuff, raunchy, I'm sorry. That's only in Mexico's room.
No, not even this time. No.
He's just going to be like, I want to sleep.
No, there is a strong chance we will have my daughter this year.
Oh, fantastic.
and she turned 7 yesterday. For those of you wondering,
Let's go.
Fantastic. That's awesome to hear.
She
Well,
reached
we
level
welcome
7
her.
in life.
Yep. Level 7. Can only go up from here.
I mean, if you could go backwards, that'd be trippy.
That'd be great. I mean,
Yeah,
what?
Benjamin Button.
I mean, what? Not have to pay bills?
Oh my God, there's a way out of here.
We want to give we do so me and Diamond won't be there, Sonic won't be there, but he'll be holding down the fort in Houston at WrestleMania.
Wait, who's not going to Houston?
No,
Wait, who's not going to
Sonic is staying in Houston to hold it down for WrestleMania.
Sonic, you're not coming to Anime Tyler again?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Unfortunately, not going to be able to this year.
Somebody go I would like to put out a small kidnapping contract for Mr. Sonic too.
No, we're already doing that with Fart Knocker, who's in the comment section.
Okay. Well, if you've already got a plan, I mean, you just need a bigger bus, but fine, whatever. You know.
We're taking the Weeb.
Well, sorry, Keyblade. We'll shoot you a shout out.
Yeah, no
video.
worries. No,
we have a cardboard cutout of him.
We really want to make cardboard cutouts of our three of us.
Oh my God, that'd be great.
Yeah, well, I always tell them just bring like a Sonic plush to represent.
Actually, I've got a website that you can do those, and they're only about $35.
That's not bad. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because we were looking at.
I would send that link to Jesse.
Okay. Yeah.
I will buy 3 of them and just put them like whenever we're at the yard sales again. I just put them out there. All right, I want to go explore. Put the cardboard cutout and it says "Don't steal" in a sticky note.
It's
no, you gotta
next
add a
day
speech bubble.
While you're on camera.
We
next day display, by the way, Mexico. It's what they're called, and they literally do like we do our signage from them. They made the same day, shipped the same day. It was arrived within 2 days, and they came from Florida, and I got it in Tyler in 3 days.
That's a big printer. That's a big ass printer. I know you got to leave in a bit. We do. So when we do come this year, we do want to get a picture of. We're gonna try to get as many pictures, including the staff with the belts.
Oh, that's awesome. Do you have what's the oldest belt you have?
None of them are old. They're all brand
no, I mean oldest.
No, I mean like oldest designed one.
Yeah.
For example, like right now, you guys have the tag titles. Yeah.
That one and the Intercontinental title.
This one I'm bringing.
Like that's the original Intercontinental I remember, or the
Attitude Era.
The Attitude Era version, but I remember the original Circle World Championship. You know.
We can.
I don't know if you had those.
And then
we saw.
Even with the WF, yeah, worldwide. You know.
We do have we have this
damn pandas.
Look, look. My favorite thing they've done with 2026 a game was somebody made a panda and somebody made Vince McMahon, and it was for the name of WWF or WWE, and the panda kicked the shit out of Big Man, and then like sumo, he was basically Yokozuma's body, and just sumo stomped him over and over. I'm just like, Vince even had the shitty little mustache and everything. Sorry, I like watching TikTok.
No, you're good.
Guys.
So this year, I'll let you take a picture with my Holy Grail belt.
Oh, okay. What's that?
The WWE Signature Series Eddie Guerrero. Collector's belt.
The legacy belt.
Yeah. You know, his daughter has been on the convention circuit a lot as of late.
She will be at Pitch 25 during WrestleMania, so that's why.
So that's really kind of cool.
Like we're supposed to have her on the podcast this month, but I might delay it to next month because we're just so damn busy this month.
Yeah.
We had CCS this weekend. We had Retropalooza the weekend before, and this week me and Sonic are going to NostalgiaCon. And then the week after, we're hitting up Anime Tyler, Texas. And then after that, we're hitting up another trading card game as vendors.
Nice.
And that's just for this fucking month.
Well, bring your cards out. Come out to, like I said, you've got the Pokemon guy out there with he'll have his booth up in the card center, and he's got.
I'll bring my deck. I do play.
Good ones.
I do play.
Yeah. Other than that, I mean, we've got a lot of panels. The panels and everything will be on our Guru app. So if you haven't downloaded that app, Fan Guru, you can get that. It's already live. It has our vendors and everything on it. Our guests, it just didn't have a program, which should be out Monday. We had to change one or two things, so we delayed it. We were going to release it Friday during WEEBCON, but we decided to wait. So Monday it'll be public, and we'll boost it and make sure everybody gets to see that. And they will also have printed copies on the website that people can print or download to your phones or whatever. But yeah, man, we're very excited. This is the second edition, second year for us. And if it's successful, we'll have a third and keep it going. And that's the idea. Because out in Tyler, there's not a whole lot to do. Like if you go look up, people are like, what do you do in Tyler other than college and drink? There's not much for like kids and families and just to get out and do something that's this. And everybody's like, well, it's anime convention.
We do have to ask you before we go, because we didn't get to ask you any of the hard questions, but
ask away.
I mean, are you a little, this is, you don't have to be completely honest with us, but with this year being one of the toughest years for conventions, period. Is there like a little bit of nervousness considering the fact that it's not just the economy the way it is and gas prices increasing with no signs of stopping this year because of the World Cup? A lot of cons had to adjust their schedules.
Yeah, and that's if you're in Dallas and stuff like that. But here's the deal. Our bills are paid already. We're not worried about that part. Our bills have already been paid. We've got all of the hotel got completely paid off. Actually today, like they got their final payment, right? We already had the money in the bank, but we do it month by month so we can track it. All of our guests are covered. All of our food for our staff is covered. Our hotels are covered, right? Our vendors are all are taking place. Everything is set. All of the stuff's been ordered. The only thing that I haven't ordered, which was a banner I wanted to put aside, I can't hang up where I wanted to just because. So we didn't order. Other than that, we're solid. We're good. Are we expecting our numbers to dip? Yeah, we're not expecting increase the percentage that we were going to expect because we have a competing show that's more local to the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and we had a big chunk of Dallas come out. But I have tickets from people from Missouri, from Arkansas, Oklahoma, Florida coming in. I got 2 people coming from New York.
Oh wow!
That are flying in for this. Like we're reaching beyond just our little town. But the beauty of it is that the way it was designed is. This reminds you of the old school, family friendly, just hangout fun cons that you can introduce your family and your kids to. And you don't have to worry about getting your child or something exposed to something into a panel room that may not be appropriate for them. Right. Curse word is a curse word, but they don't need to understand the difference between Yuri and Yowie. Not yet.
Right. That's why Zelda has only ever been to AllCon twice. This will, if she does go this weekend, in 2 weeks, this will be the second convention I will ever take her to.
Well, we would be honored to have
other
her.
shows.
Nope.
I won't take her to other shows until she's older, just because, some certain cons are the way they are. And that it's not just that, it's just that we do so much. It's kind of hard to keep track of her. And with me traveling back and forth to Mexico now, we have other things going on, private live shit.
Yeah.
It just gets harder and harder and harder. But like Sonic, that's the beauty of Geeks Forever. Sonic's going to be holding it down at pitch 25 with Apollo HOU. And then me and Diane will represent Geeks 5 Ever. And then we have other people that are attending other cons that we cannot go to.
Well, you got enough time. You got enough time for one more quick question. So if you want to make a super hard question, go for it.
Well, overall, actually, no. It's just that we wanted to talk about the con, talk to you a little bit. Actually, the question I had for you was karaoke, but we asked that before the show started. Overall, I will say this, bro. It's not a question, but here's a statement. Look, I have a gut feeling that it's going to be a great weekend. It's going to be good. You've already paid all your bills, unlike certain other fucking conventions that are still paying their fucking bills. But I will say this. I guarantee you next year will be a lot better. I'm not talking about Matsuri this time.
It's not Matsuri either. Surprisingly, it's not Matsuri.
I have worked in the convention industry for 25 years. I still get phone calls about conventions I am not a part of so that I can get the tea of what happened. Or my favorite is I get phone calls about, hey, can you come help us fix this con? And I'll look at it and go, no. Sure, I absolutely can. Your bill's this much. And you're like, I can't afford that. Then I can't help you because I'm not going to waste my capital. Because when I say I'm going to do something, that's my name.
Yeah.
And my name in my industry to me means a lot. So, when people know me, hopefully they say, oh, you need something done and you can't, call this guy, call Toa, he'll get you taken care of. He'll fix your show or he'll build your show or whatever. That's what I want to be known as for the rest of my life. But if you destroy it beyond all reasonable doubt because you assumed that your attendees were going to show and your bills were paid, then you did it wrong. For those of you who ever want to start a convention, you need to have enough seed money to cover your hotel bill in one time. Okay. And your guests. Because without either one of those, you're screwing yourself over. Don't worry about the vendors paying. That's money that goes towards it. Don't worry about your attendance numbers. But if you can't cover your hotel, they'll kick you out and make you an embarrassment. If you can't cover your guests, they will tell everybody not to work with you.
Which has happened with
there was a convention in Tyler. It was called Bara no Toshi in Tyler 12 years ago. Unfortunately, they didn't make their money. The hotel locked everybody out Saturday, including guests.
Jesus.
And they were literally like, it was like DashCon level embarrassment. And it was a great show setup. You know, it was in a good spot, but the hotel at the time, which is no longer a hotel, was privately owned, and that person wanted all his money right now. And he shut everything down, locked everybody out of their hotel rooms until he got paid.
It sounds like that one convention in 06, 07. It started with an A, AtsuiCon or Aoi, something like that. That happened in Houston. That had to they had to bring everyone together in the main events room and to tell everybody to donate, or they were going to shut down the con.
Mm-hmm. That was also how they did. That's DashCon too.
Yeah, I was about to say that was DashCon.
That was DashCon. Yeah, that made CNN news. That made like MSNBC news. It was crazy. It was like Friar Festival. It was all horrible.
Breaking news: nerds kicked out of
at a convention, at a gathering.
But anyways, I've got to run. But thank you guys so much. Feel free. I'm gonna keep listening. I'm gonna put you on my phone, so I'll be in the chat. If anybody wants to check us out, animetyler.com. Go look at the website. Follow us on social media. We have Instagram and our Facebook. Tickets right now. We have 2-day pass, which is your weekend. 10 and under kids, 10 and under are free. Hey. Absolutely. So bring your kids
for free.
Okay. I mean, you're feeding them. I mean, they eat for free because they don't have money or jobs. So yeah, the kids are eating for free on their own parents' time.
No. Actually, since they're 10 and under and they get it for free, does the Saturday event come for them as well?
Yeah, they get that for free too. Yeah.
Yeah. See, then they do eat for free.
So do you. So do you. Everybody loved it last year. They thought it was unique, and they're like, "How much is it?" I'm like, "No, it's part of your pass." And they're like, "You're giving us like actual pizza, like real good pizzas, nacho buffet, like it was all really good food. It wasn't like, hey guys, here's Cece's pizza.
Here's a Lunchable. Go about your day.
Here's a Lunchable." All right. So, but I gotta run.
We'll talk you guys later with your kid.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Later.
You take care, man.
All right, we have another guest joining us, and we're gonna go from there. Our friend, your friend, one of the best panelists in all of Texas, better than the deacon that does the rapping, that eats the Taco Bell.
Yo,
that's crazy comparing me to Deacon, though.
Shots fired.
Yeah, it's like opposites. You have you have Taco Bell, and then you have street tacos. You're the street taco.
So, hi everybody. I am Hideyasu Suffering. I am finally coming out of hiatus after doing a whole bunch of life stuff, getting a house, getting married, all of this other stuff that happened in life. So I will be re-debuting a bunch of new concepts at Anime Tyler. That's part of the reason I let the big con daddy go first.
Actually, he had to go first because his son they have a dinner for his son. He's joining the Marines, right? The Navy?
The Navy.
Yeah. Yeah, but bro, I'm so happy to hear you're gonna be at Anime Tyler. That means you can get a picture with the belts.
And we finally get to meet in person. So there's another. For whatever this year, it's just ticking off boxes, meeting the whole entire group.
Yeah. No, the crazy thing is the Anime Tyler programming team normally likes to give variety, so they only give usually 2 panels out per panelist. So they approve 2 panels for me, and then I get an email from the programming director, and she's just like, "Oh, hey, we had an opening. You want to do a 3rd panel?" And I was like, "Sure." Be like, "Can you do it back to back?" I'm like, "Okay, we'll do that." So that will be out on Friday, like he said. So
yeah. So before we begin, I want to give a quick shout out to Toa once again for coming on the show and talking to us briefly. I know he's busy. I know he's got a lot going on. I do want to remind everyone that after NostalgiaCon is this coming weekend, and me and Sonic will be there. If you want to say hi, come up to us. Give Sonic some rings because he is Sonic. And by the way, me and him, and the Assanin guy, Diamond. We're all tired as fuck, bro.
We had a long weekend.
We had a very long weekend.
Same. Hopping between two cons is a very tiring process, especially when they're like 30 minutes halfway across the city. So,
dude, I'm so sick of cons now.
He's like, I gotta go away.
There's this weird thing about DFW area because it's not just like this weekend with WeebCon and Creators After Dark. It's also, Anime Dallas decided to be on the same weekend as Anime Tyler. By the way, if you're in the DFW area, please support Anime Tyler because you just heard him. He actually pays his stuff and doesn't make scummy business decisions. So yeah.
I will say, but if you feel like Anime Tyler is just a little too far, you do have other options. Not to throw shade at Anime Dallas, they are under new management. They are no way working or affiliated with the rugby football guy.
Yeah, I'm willing to give them a new chance, but not when they go on the same weekend as a small con like Anime Tyler when they're still only an hour away.
Right. No, that makes sense. And we were talking about it. We were talking about like the economy being bad, the gas price. Dude, we were on our way to getting Texas, which is like the halfway point between because the guy lives in Austin area. And so he was meeting us halfway. We got 2 more belts. We got 4 belts this weekend, which I just sold 1. So I have 2 more for sale. I'm keeping the Intercontinental. The gas was $409.
Yeah.
Gas was $409 in the middle of bum fucking where the rest of them I'm Mexican in town. Bum fucking nowhere. And I was like, oh Jesus fucking Christ. At this point, I'm just gonna start fucking walking to Dallas. Dude, it was so fucking bad. You can ask Diamond, I was so pissed. Like, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna punch somebody.
Gas is actually getting
so should not be named.
Gas is actually getting so expensive for these Dallas cons that are coming up. I was legitimately thinking of taking the bus and renting a car there.
Yeah, it's getting that point.
Or carpooling at this point.
Yeah, at this point, I know we've been saying at this point a lot, but yeah, it's just in terms of like budgeting, like transportation wise, we got to step up now.
Mm-hmm. To kind of put in retro, I gave Diamond $25 for gas. I was only gonna give him 20, but I did 25 because I'm nice. And it only filled up half his tank.
It's getting bad. Like, and my tank doesn't take as much money
Before,
to fill it.
It was $30 to fill it up.
Yep.
Now 25 gets me half. It's gotten that bad. We will say this though. This past weekend, where it was anime, was the Charlie's Collectibles show. They had the anime nerd thing, which was amazing. It was great. Me and Sonic will talk about a little bit more. We did see the Super Mario Galaxy movie.
Mm-hmm.
I saw it twice.
I did
Most
too.
of the group saw it for the first time. JJ, also known as the Sound Mario Brothers, probably saw it for like the 5th time that day.
Yeah.
I fell asleep during the movie at some point, but I was only asleep for 15 minutes because I was dead ass tired. This past weekend was also WeebCon and Creators After Dark, 2 of which we have heard a lot of stories and rumors. A lot of stories and rumors have nothing to do with the con itself, but with the attendees. But we will still talk about it. We won't judge the convention for things that happen outside of its jurisdiction. Remember, hotel room parties, the parking lot, and Waffle House are outside of the con's jurisdiction. Remember, for all your fights, if you want to throw hands at an anime convention, please hit up your local Waffle House. We're there. We can fight too.
He says, yeah, and
I did have to Uber. Oh no, Sonic, you didn't know this part. So I had to Uber. So Zarek bailed out on us last night, so he didn't drive to follow us to Diamond's house. I had to Uber home. It was $65.
Oh my god!
I was trying to get our friend to pick him up, and
no, but he was already exhausted. He was taking a shower to wake himself up. It's too dangerous, bro. It would have been an hour at least round trip. Oh, but God. Yeah, no, Suffering is a really good friend of ours. Which con? Okay, I know we talked about it briefly, but for the audience, can you share which convention you attended this weekend?
Yeah, so because of my relationship with both the programming team at WeebCon and my relationship with the kind of con chair staff at Creators After Dark, I actually did not want to apply for panels at either because it looked like I would be taking a side because they decided to be on the same date. So I went to both as just a plain old attendee. I was able to get hooked up from one of my exhibitor friends in exchange for watching his booth for about 2 or 3 hours at WEEBCON, and then at Creators After Dark, I got in with one of my influencer friends. So that's how I checked out both of the cons. So I didn't pay anything going into passes. So take my opinion with a grain of salt. I also am going to mention badge prices here because some of what I saw was ridiculous.
Oh.
Yeah, I did. I do have a reliable source that did share some information about the badge price, and I forgot where I posted the fucking link for the podcast on the Discord. I have no idea where I posted it. No fucking clue. I'm trying to find it. And, I put it in Gold 5 ever. Fuck, wrong section. Give me a second. Let me know. So for WeeveCon, it was around $85 for the entire weekend.
Yeah, after taxes and fees, if you prepaid online, it was about 93 and some change.
Yeah. Jesus.
About $90, huh? Wow.
Yeah, but for a con of WeebCon's size, I feel like that's pretty on brand with like how it scales up comparatively, because San Japan is about the same, even though it's substantially bigger. I mean, Matsuri is obviously a lot more because they like to do that. DreamCon is a lot more, and if A-Con was still around, they would probably charge more too. So I think that's probably fair, especially for Gaylord as a venue. But we'll talk about Gaylord as a venue as well.
Right, I'm still here, by the way. I'm just turning off my camera for a minute.
Yeah, because I know this year, this is WeebCon. This was their first year back at the Gaylord, because last year they were at the Irving Convention Center. That's correct?
Yes. So I actually did my bachelor party at the Irving Convention Center here, and that's one reason why. Like, I had a pretty decent experience at the Irving Convention Center. Obviously, the long lines is something I chimed in on last year. That's part of the reason they moved to the Gaylord this year. I'm not sure if that was the right decision for a lot of things that came up during the con, especially if you check their social media feeds on X and on Instagram. You'll kind of see what I mean throughout the weekend. Yeah, let's just say like the con and the Gaylord don't have the best relationship, and there's always been like a sort of hostile experience between weebs and the Gaylord Resort during Easter weekend. And I felt like that sort of made the con, I don't want to use like a very, very harsh term, but it did feel a little bit soulless this year compared to previous years of WeebCon. It felt like the convention was running and it still sort of had the energy of WeebCon, but there was just some...
It's like they're phoning it in.
Yeah. Like the energy of the crowd wasn't necessarily there. I think a lot of the regular, con people that would add to that energy and made like WeebCon that a must go didn't prioritize it this year. And it also didn't help that Sakura-Con in Seattle also moved their dates. So a lot of the national people that go to conventions were at Sakura-Con instead. So.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, because it was really interesting because like WeebCon the last few years would be that Texas convention that would bring guests from Japan. They would bring like Japanese voice actresses, or I think a couple years ago they brought the some of the cast of the live action One Piece Netflix show. And you would expect a huge turnout or a lot of energy for that, but I don't know, just hearing that, it's kind of surprising. It's kind of shocking.
Yeah. There were 3 like headliner Japanese guests that like lines were always packed for when their booth hours were open and everything else. But that seemed like the main feature of the convention, because I can tell you I was bouncing back and forth between 2 conventions and there wasn't much programming that I found interesting, like what I saw at both conventions. And that's what sucked the most as someone who could have applied to either convention, if not both conventions, and contributed to programming in some way. I was like, someone please outdo me. Right? Like I have the same mentality as Goku when it comes to this stuff. I want someone to do better than me. And I just did not see that in 2 conventions over the weekend.
Hey, Jace, would you also want to come on, or are you busy?
Yeah.
I look, it's just that because I want, like, with the karaoke thing, with San Japan, I liked hosting karaoke all day. It was actually fun. I got to meet people. I got to make new friends. It was great. If I could have just like one focus, one job at the cons where I'm not also staff, because I've only ever staffed for Delta and I staffed for Ushicon, and I am not a staff kind of person. I liked working with Ushicon, but I was still just kind of like, I felt like a lot of shit just got blamed on me, like that wasn't my fault, and I was like, okay, I did bitch and complain on the way back, even though I tried to be completely honest with everybody else. I was just like, these were minor complaints, not really something that I want to worry them or veg. And watching you is not enough.
That's why I was laughing.
I will say this though, bro. Like, there's just we've talked about this. We talked about this last year. We talked this about the year before. We said there's just way too many fucking cons. The cons are overlapping. They're just too close together. They're getting too fucking expensive. And that's why I liked Retropalooza. I paid $25 for a single day. It was $25 for a day, $35 for the whole weekend.
Mm-hmm. If anything, it's like at that point where like sometimes you would just be like, man, now that I do that, maybe I might as well just get both of them. Even if you may not go Sunday, you could just probably get both tickets, just both like a weekend pass, just to be safe.
Yeah, I don't know who in DFW made this weird decision to make mid-spring season the busy season, but it's just like, it feels like every con weekend in DFW has like one or two cons every single weekend, but nothing in the summer. The same way July is for us in Houston, right? Where we just have cons back to back to back to back.
Right. It's what's funny about it too, because like we were just talking about Retropalooza is going to be, they're having their Dallas Fort Worth version that's happening in May, and then NostalgiaCon's happening this weekend, and then early May they're going to be doing NostalgiaCon over in Dallas. And it's gonna, like you said, there's so many conventions happening, so many events and stuff going on, especially because it's the summer. But yeah, this happening in like April, May. It's like, wow, I was kind of expecting more of this happening in this later in the summer. Like you mentioned, like July or August.
Yeah, and it's so weird because the fact that as a con chair, I think I would have the mentality of I want to avoid other cons just out of the nature that my badge sales will go up. And it feels like no one is paying that mind anymore. They're not caring about multiple cons being on the same weekend as much, or they're actively trying to stick it to con chairs they don't like. And that's part of the reason that they're trying to schedule on the same weekend, which is very unfortunate. Like,
yeah, I want to go back to that statement he just said, where they're sticking it to other.
It is really unfortunate because, especially now with what's going on today, a lot of con goers, they would have to pick. Back then, like, I don't know, 10 years ago, they would probably go to one every weekend. Nowadays, they'd be like, okay, they'll have to choose one. And sometimes they would only choose that one of the month. And then, sometimes they would have their friends go to another one. They would suffer from FOMO. And they're like, oh, man, I kind of wish I was there, but I can't afford it. Or, oh, I only made this choice and all that. It's just, it's very inconvenient in terms of, like, overbooking, per se. Now, for something like, Anime Dallas and Anime Tyler happening the same weekend, like for me, I felt like if, I don't know, a good example, if they were like 20 minutes apart, I mean, it'd be easier to just, I'll spend a few hours here and then maybe at the later events, I'll go to the other convention and vice versa. Because it reminded me of when A-Kon in 2016, A-Kon was happening the same weekend as Fan Expo Dallas. Because A-Kon was happening at the Hilton, I forgot the name, Anatole, I believe that was called.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah,
it was like this big Hilton, yeah.
Yeah, it was in this huge Hilton, and then Fan Expo was happening at the K. Bailey Hutchison. So that's the thing that kind of reminds me a little bit of that.
Yeah, and that's what I did this weekend because, Creators After Dark and WeebCon were about 20-30 minutes apart. Sometimes it took longer with, Dallas traffic and whatnot, but, if I was driving at night, which I did, 20 minutes.
I fucking hate Dallas traffic.
Anatole, there you go. That's what
Anatole.
Again, it's been a while since
heard gotta say with that Italian Super Mario accent.
Yeah, and it's like with WeebCon this year, you mentioned I was like they felt like they kind of phoned it in and stuff. Because when WeebCon was before it was happening. We saw like this report about like something about photographers and all that stuff. Did you see any photographers have any issues with the Gaylord this year's venue?
Yeah, I had there was quite a few staff members that were actively hounding photographers and cosplayers that were in the atrium that you can't be here for longer than like 15-20 minutes.
Oh my god.
So they had to set up quickly and leave. They didn't have time to take shoots or anything else. And they were like, "You're fine in the convention center area," which is not scenic at all, not good for cosplay shoots.
It's not ideal.
They were just like, "No, we just want to keep all of the weeb stuff out of the atrium." And they super cracked down. Like in the daytime, they were a little bit lax. Like maybe you can get away with a few extra minutes here and there. Oh, in the nighttime, they were actively policing people out of the atrium because they wanted to prevent all party culture at WeebCon this year. And it was felt. It was definitely felt.
Yeah. What about phone wise? Were they? Because I know like there's a difference between using a professional camera and a phone, and phone is some form of a camera. Did they have any issues?
I mean, they didn't have enough staff members to enforce all the people that had phones out taking pictures, to be fair. Because there's no way you can do that in 2026, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, it's like Jace is saying. It's literally like Jace is saying. They didn't allow photos on policy, and it's the policy of Gaylord every year. But this time they were actually putting the manpower behind it.
They were enforcing.
Like they hired more staff to make sure that we were policed.
Oh, man. Like they were not messing around in a way.
Yeah.
One of the comments says that's the policy of the Gaylord.
That is crazy because like,
yeah, on paper, but they don't enforce it, which is what makes WeebCon kind of special because they're like, if you're being a nuisance, then yeah, you have a policy that backs you up. But like, it's supposed to be a chill, fun con where you can socialize in the atrium and like do kind of what you need to do. Like we always had this phrase with WeebCon as being like, WeebCon may be a shit show, but at least it's our shit show. It didn't feel like our shit show this year.
Yeah, that's a bad sign if you think about it, because like you want the venue to work with you, not just for the convention, but also like other activities going around. For example, like you want it to help work with you with like photos, or work with you with gatherings, and work with you with like convenience and accessibility per se and all that kind of stuff. But if like you don't, it's like trying to balance things out, but if it feels so one-sided, it kind of doesn't really have a good experience.
Like one side is a lot more unbalanced than the other.
Yeah, because you can feel the difference, especially when now people are used to going to IkiCon and they're going to ColossalCon Texas. The Kalahari is so much better about that type of stuff than the
absolutely. They thrive on that too, because like I once talked to somebody at ColossalCon. I was like one of the staff members of not just the convention, but like the Kalahari itself. They told me like, they're like, oh my god, we're so glad you guys are here because you guys always give us business, you guys make us, we feel great, you guys always do this and yada yada yada. They was kind of praise us for being there. But then like imagine like the Kalahari did that stuff like what the Gaylord was doing, you wouldn't have a good experience, not a pleasant experience.
Yeah, so apparently the ownership, like from stories that I've heard through the grapevine, is the ownership whenever they left for the ICC, because the Gaylord wasn't treating the event pretty well. That's part of the initial reason they decided to try to move to the ICC in the first place. When they moved back to the Gaylord, right, Gaylord staff had told WeebCon staff that like, yeah, we were really hurting during Easter weekend last year just because we didn't have y'all. So we thought like, as far as people that are involved with the con, we would get better treatment, but we really didn't. Like, instead, it's like the staff still had the same outward hostility towards us and was just like, why are y'all here? Y'all are ruining it for the families that are here when we outnumber them probably like 3 or 4 to 1.
Somebody brought up a good point.
Exactly. You would think it was like, well, wouldn't this be a good thing?
Somebody brought up a good point in the
I don't know.
the
I
chat.
I guess for some, it's like pick and choose too. And yeah, again, like someone in the comments mentioned, it was the weekend of Easter. Yes, it was. There was a lot of families. At the same time, there were WeebCons that I've been to a couple of years ago that were in the Gaylord during the weekend of Easter, and there was really not much issues per se. Like everything seemed
not as
fine.
much issues as it's been the past 3 years, I think. Like really the recent hostility was, if you remember WeebCon 2024 with how the Gaylord was treating WeebCon, is really where all this issue is coming up, and I think that policy sort of extended into this year as well. And also, like, if I'm in that staff meeting between WeebCon staff and Gaylord staff, I'm going to be like, So you're really worried about these Christian families during Easter that are going to church in Grapevine on Sunday?
Yeah.
Like, it just, a lot of it just feels like there is some Karen or Susan behind the scenes saying, we just don't like this, right?
Yeah. I mean, if anything, that's what I feel. Like the way it's being described, it just comes out that way. You know what I mean? It's just, oh, we just personally don't like these people. We don't want to deal with them and all that stuff. And yeah, so in the comments, yeah, I don't know where King Mexico went. And I'm sure he'll be back. But then
can you hear
also
me?
with WeebCon,
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Jesse.
oh, I can't hear him.
You can't hear me at all.
I can hear him fine. Yeah.
I can hear him. I think we're just having issues with Restream in general.
Yeah,
Sonic,
it's a little
restart-
goofy.
down twice on my
restart the browser. Oh, tell him to
Yeah, so
restart
maybe
the
it's a
browser.
little goofy issues
Restart the
going on.
browser, Sonic.
All right, I'll be back.
Okay, I was saying that we have a comment here. It's also not Easter weekend yet. That's when the Gaylord has a bunch of families. Could that also have contributed to the policy for the photography?
I think that's what's guided by their policy. The problem is it's like, because WeebCon was taken away from Gaylord for a year, I think most of upper management understands the loss in revenue that exists with it. And yet they still police us just as hard because they realize, as far as like Gaylord bookings on paper, like WeebCon attendees probably outnumber any families that exist on the property, probably 3 or 4 to 1.
Sonic, can you hear me now?
So it is a lot of views.
Okay.
Loud and clear.
Well, I was getting a lot. So I was talking to Sonic this past weekend because we all hung out. And I was telling him because I was getting a lot of insider information. There was a lot of things that happened at WeebCon. The con itself is not responsible for, just so everybody's aware, the stuff we're about to talk about. This is outside of the con's jurisdiction. Yes, to be clear. While I appreciate Weeb didn't have many issues as previous years, but it also feels like they didn't fix anything. We've just felt incredibly mid this year. That is actually the consensus we're getting from some people, not everybody. Remember, these opinions are not ours. I know we get a lot of shit whenever we talk about these things.
Unless someone got in, I haven't had another opinion like that I've talked to. Besides that one, the only time I've like said WeebCon was great this year is like a cosplayer that I take care of that got into line at the Japanese VA for free run like 5 different times because of how much merch she bought. Like that's the only one who had a phenomenal time at WeebCon this year. So.
So this is what was sent to me. Let me see if I can find it up. So apparently some of the room parties at WeebCon this year were a little too chaotic. I heard stories of people throwing stuff off like the balcony.
That was Creators After Dark. That was not
Creators. Okay, right. Yeah. Okay.
So,
No. Okay, my bad. They're mixing up because I got a lot of information for the WeebCon parties did get a little wild and they were being shut down almost instantly.
Yeah, because like within 10-15 minutes of when it got loud, immediately they would be like, no, you're shutting down. Don't quiet down. Just shut down.
Yeah, so this Creators After Dark story. Okay, because they do both run on. I'm trying to separate the information. So the parties at WeebCon where some of them did get rowdy, they get really loud. We don't have that much information, but according to this, yes, they were being shut down. They were using the security footage. They were using the cameras to find out like where there large crowds of cosplayers or attendees were attending, and then they would go and shut down the party.
If you were in the hotel area, you actively saw staff members from the Gaylord walking around and like looking at their phones, getting fed where people were headed. Like they were shutting them down proactively.
So was the hotel staff shutting them down, or was it the con staff?
It was hotel staff.
It was hotel staff. Okay.
But con staff was trying to work with hotel staff just to make sure that they didn't get in trouble, which is understandable, right? So no one really blames the con staff here because they're just like trying to keep in step with the hotel policy so they don't get like kicked out, so to speak. But the fact that they went after the entire crowd that aggressively, it just left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth, I think.
I mean, I can't really fault the con for that because, for one, they are responsible for, like, even though people are renting the room and putting their credit card on file for the incidentals and paying their money, I can't really fault the con for being like, you know what, y'all are acting like idiots. People are being stupid, and like there's shit that's happened in previous fucking they've had things that like stories that came out of the parties or hotel rooms, things that happened, things that the con has no control. But the con had no control over these things, but they still got blamed for it, right? There's still a lot like people still shit on WeebCon for the whole Weeb Pete situation, which they're not gonna stop somebody from attending unless they're in a really offensive cosplay that would cause like maybe a fight or a riot, like somebody showing
and even
up.
then, like there's only so much you can do by showing a picture, his name, videos. He's like, people will always get around it from going to attend cons if they're blacklisted. So at the end of the day, there's not a lot that you can do.
Right. Yeah. And I understand, like, as a panelist, you're a panelist yourself, so you can kind of understand where I'm coming from with this. Like, it's one thing to like give the con shit for like, there wasn't shit to do, there wasn't anything, like no nighttime panels, no nighttime entertainment, maybe no dance, nothing, not even a fucking tumbleweed to the con. But like, room parties, it's that's a risk on you as an attendee. That's not a risk on the con itself, and it pisses me off that people will judge the con like, oh, the room party sucked. Well, the fucking con didn't plan them.
Yeah, that wasn't the con. That was not the
And
controls.
it's not not the main focus.
Well, I would want WeebCon for the nighttime entertainment to provide more robust nighttime programming that people are actually interested in, because I saw, as I was in Creators After Dark, like room parties and other things that were going on Creators After Dark, because I was trying to go with like daytime WeebCon, nighttime Creators After Dark. That it's in the
How far away were the cons from each other?
About 20-25 minutes without traffic. So like if you were in the midst of traffic, then maybe 35 to 40 max. But basically it's just a straight shot down 635, which is Dallas's main loop. So it wasn't too bad.
Do you think the attendance for this year for WeebCon was much lower, or was it the same?
It felt like 2023 attendance numbers.
I've never been. You have to describe that.
So there was a dramatic uptick in numbers between 2023 and 2024. That's part of the reason that the Gaylord was like so upset, because there's just so many people all the time. And then 2025 was super crowded because you saw those insane lines on Reels last year of what was going on. Then it felt like numbers went down because of the venue switch. I don't know what the final numbers will end up being. Maybe we'll get those reports at some point, but people that are on the inside tracks. But like, it did not feel as packed as it normally would be, for sure. And I think creators probably had something to do with that, but I just think a lot of people are burnt out on WeebCon right now, and a lot of people that I encountered at creators and talked to at creators specifically is like, yeah, we just didn't want to go to WeebCon, so we came here.
Right. I mean, I wanted to go to WeebCon this year, but we had too many factors in. We had the CCS Nerd Yard Sale, which, like I said, once again, me and Sonic did great financially from it. We spent $150 and we made more than 10 times the amount that we spent. But I had to pay for diamond shit, so I'm messing with you.
Bob's last comment there, because that's a really important thing we need to touch on.
Okay, it was kind of hard. You go ahead and read it, Sonic.
I'm sorry. It was kind of hard to tell what WeebCon had going on. Like, yeah, they had a schedule on the website, but they didn't really use their social media to announce stuff like Creators did. Creators was on it, and you know what's funny? They kind of has a point, because I do follow WeebCon on some of their Instas and socials and stuff, and it felt like nothing was going. Nothing. Yeah. I haven't heard anything.
So part of their scheduling blips was there was no printed schedules anywhere, and all of the scheduling stuff was happening live on their website. They still have an active app from 2024 and in 2025 that they used, but maybe they didn't renew the license for the app. Something happened. It's still sitting on my phone. It would not load. They only have the schedule on their physical website, which if you've ever been in the Gaylord with a bunch of people, your internet signal is absolute garbage. Right? So you can't even load the schedule most of the time, versus creators would be like, if you join the Discord, you're getting all the information every hour on the hour, which is like the night and day difference between how creators was marketing its programming versus how WeebCon was marketing its programming was different. Because WeebCon was just like, oh, we have programming, it exists, and if you want to do it, you'll be able to find it without giving that much publicity to the programming. Like Creators After Dark was definitely publicizing its programming. I have my host of problems with whatever Creators After Dark programming was for a few reasons, but it feels like WEEBCON wasn't even proud of its own programming, for sure.
There are a lot of conventions, not really a lot of anime ones, not the bigger ones anymore. And but there are some conventions that still do not printed scheduling, but like maps, and they'll have like like the billboards or like the schedule on it, like outside
But
doors and
like
shit
have
like
an
that.
app or have a printed PDF that you can download offline and view. WEEBCON didn't have any of that this year.
You think maybe because I don't know if the rumor's true or not. I heard WeebCon went through like a staff
change.
Not everybody, mind you, but like a lot. Like 2 people's a lot in the con industry. When 2 staff members or 3 or 4 leave, that's a lot of staff. You think maybe the staff member for the guy they had somebody running the app that updated it, that changed stuff, that added stuff, that would maintain it. Maybe they left by a chance.
I mean, it could have happened. I didn't hear anything about it because they probably kept it pretty hush hush because all those programming changes, it's like that was very reserved information. I didn't trickle down to me, but you're more plugged in than I am. So
I did hear that some staff. I didn't hear their positions. I heard there was some staff changes.
Yeah,
I
heard the changes. I
heard the changes.
Positions either.
And I heard the changes were better. Like they're trying to fix WeebCon did have issues in the past, and they're doing what they can to make it better. And as far as the Pete wasn't at WeebCon though, the last 3 Weebs. I think wasn't he there in 2024?
Yeah, he was.
So it's just
that
been
was
the
one
last
where
2.
all the controversy, yeah.
Right. So it's just been the last 2, but yes, you're right. I agree with you. Pete Canned Bread Boy hasn't been there for a while, and it's not fair to blame WeebCon for an event that I mean, people still give the Houston Horror Convention one. Was it the Houston Horror one at the West Chase Marriott when he was there?
Oh no, that was
Cosplay.
SumiCon.
SumiCon?
Yeah, that was SumiCon, yeah.
Okay, it was SumiCon. It was the SumiCon where he went as
Oh yeah, no, that was SumiCon.
With Deep Pity, and he was Justin Bieber, and they were pissing off the audience. There was a QR code for the schedule on the back of the badges. Were you aware that there was a QR code?
Yeah, the QR code wouldn't load in the venue because the cell phone signal was always taken up. That was the problem because it just led to a link that was online. You couldn't tell that.
Yeah, I did mention this before in the show how like some of these like conventions, not just yeah, it's great you have a QR code and all that stuff, but the problem is the phone signal is the signal in the building enough for it to warrant that? So you got to have like paper ones, as a backup,
or at least have the full schedule on a PDF that you can have offline downloaded on your phone, so you can be like, oh, this panel is supposed to be next. Even if you don't get up-to-date information on cancellations, if your phone isn't working, then it's hard to know what panel is next and what to keep track of, especially with the size of WeebCon and the fact that they have a main events room plus 4 panel rooms. Sometimes you want to hop between things. You can't just be in that area the entire time.
I didn't see a few staff members. Okay, so 2 comments. I was counting Weeb and Indie. Okay, I do. Okay, yes. So I was mostly referring to the Texas WeebCon, so I do apologize about that mix-up. I didn't see a few staff members I normally see at Weeb, and a few other cons, including Icky. Kind of bummed me out because some of the new staff just seemed either really stressed or like they didn't care. I will say this, as somebody that has worked the con, like most people do care. Most people that work for conventions do care about it. It's stressful. It's meetings.
There's a lot of pressure.
There's a lot of fires. There's a lot of pressure. I had to do staff shit, like because I was the AV guy for Ushicon, and I had to leave during the middle of my panel to go do AV stuff just to find out they didn't need me anymore, and just to find out like one of the cronies for one of the other staff members kept touching my shit and fucking with it and saying that, oh yeah, the guy told me not to touch my shit. Sorry, getting a little personal and petty there, but yeah, it is a very stressful job. There's a lot that goes on. And then when people like, you hear a lot of complaints too. You hear a lot of complaints that have nothing to do with you or your department or anything you do. And it just kind of gets to you. So the weekend, it's like, it's not that we don't care. A lot of staff members are just like, Dude, sometimes you got to remind a staff member to like, hey, when was the last time you had something to eat or drink water? Ah, shit, what day of the week is it?
And this actually is something like I have a personal experience on this. I have two very, very close friends that every time I'm up at a DFW con, I always want to hang out with. They're part of WEEBCON staff. This was the first year out of attending WEEBCON the past like 3 or 4 years that we were not able to get a meal together because they were working like doubles and triples, right, with how much they had to do for the con. And it was just like, I just don't have time to get out. They're not giving me any time out.
Right. Yeah, it's very hard and stressful. And so just, I mean, I do apologize for you if you felt that way, even though I'm not a part of the con or speak for them or anything like that. But, you know, just give them a chance. I'm pretty sure they care. I will say this though, like a lot of cons, like you got to account for like, you know, shitty internet, which a lot of cons do have like bad signals. Not everyone has AT&T or T-Mobile or fucking what else do we have besides the two? Sprint?
Sprint is owned by T-Mobile. No, it's owned by T-Mobile.
It's owned by T-Mobile.
AT&T.
I only know of AT&T and Verizon.
And
I think so the hilarious thing is we were still having signal troubles when the room that I was in, I was staying with people. One of the people in my room had Verizon, one of the people had AT&T. I have T-Mobile, right? All three of us were still having signal troubles, and we have like the Cadillac of phone internets. So,
right, and well, I mean that's debatable, but what about the people? Like you also have to take into account that people have Boost, right? Boost Mobile for people afraid of commitment.
Cricket.
For Mint Wireless, which you know it's new, it's actually not bad. And cheap. Then you have whatever Asian Alex has, where he pays $10 a month.
Boost is cheap.
Asian Alex pays $10 a month for internet for his phone. He doesn't have internet service, but he has a smartphone.
You might as well just get to like a regular flip phone. Yeah,
get an iPod.
Get you a tablet
or a slide.
Get yourself the cup with the 2 strings.
Cup with the 2 strings.
There's 1 cup, 1 string. That's all you need.
Just give me a BlackBerry and I'll be good.
Cellular reception is a big problem at almost any con.
Yep.
Having even a con of less than 5,000 people can mess with the signal, as some carriers are complete crap. Hell, my phone crapped out at AllCon during the fuck is FF?
I think it's just an emoji.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like honestly, like to that point, it's like that's fine, right? You expect when people are saturated that cell phone signal is going to be bad. Like half the time at work, my cell phone signal is bad because I'm working on high school campuses. I'm a teacher, so it's like, yeah, like the kids are all using their phones, even though it's supposed to be illegal in the state of Texas, right? So it's like cell phone signal is always bad. Sure, I can buy that, but it becomes a problem when then your programming staff makes the decision to then not give the panelists the conference internet where they can log on and they're trying to hotspot to their own thing, and their YouTube videos take like 5-10 minutes in their slides loading. Because that's also a problem with WEEBCON that's happened at the Gaylord almost every year, where it's just like, oh no, we're not going to give you the conference internet, we're not going to give you the guest internet, just get a hotel room here, forehead, right?
Yeah.
So it's like you have to have everything offline, and they tell you ahead of time you have to have everything offline. And that probably deters people from wanting to do programming because it's a lot steeper to try to get everything that you need offline for particular panels in decent enough quality where your stuff looks good, right? Unless you want like, your style of panels, Goku, where you're just kind of, talking smack the entire time or have a roasting panel.
Hey, whoa, I have fun with PowerPoints now. Thank you very much.
But like it's difficult when you have anything, even for like the game show hosts who I hate had problems loading their game shows because they were on Google Docs or Google Slides, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Remember Prezi
too, yeah. I mean, like, no one uses that anymore. Most people use Canva now, but like
for the sake of for the sake of argument, because I actually do agree with you. Just for the sake of argument, I feel like panelists. Yeah, actually, I was just about to bring that up. Panelists in general should have everything downloaded, in my opinion. It's just professionalism. The only panel where we have issues where we don't have everything downloaded because we like to offer freedom is karaoke. That's the only one that we have, but I negotiate karaoke with the con. Like, hey, We want to do karaoke. We want to do for X amount of hours. We will be the party room for the rest of the con. And we will also police our fucking panel. They do cooperate. Every con has cooperated with us when it comes to the internet that's able to cooperate with us. Like some have even bought like the little internet box thingy that you can get from
the little routers.
Yeah. Just to put, here's the thing though. Just for the sake of argument, I do agree with you, but and I know I said that already. But I feel like some panelists should be prepared in case the internet does suck. For fan fiction, I do have downloads of certain fan fiction stories. The PowerPoints, I do actually have them made old school PDF file. I know the game shows. I know there's like YouTube videos and stuff like that. It's a little bit more difficult. I mean, I the one thing I give Asian Alex shit for is that all of his songs, all the videos he watches, they're all downloaded. He has like fucking a terabyte worth of music and freaking videos because he doesn't do internet. And I give him shit for it all the time. But at the same time, in the end, it does kind of help out a little. But not everyone has like that kind of like we people rely so much on the internet that it actually could help. But at the same time, it does kind of like not every panelist is a professional, in my opinion, as well. There are some panelists that this is like just something they do for the con because they want to just share their passion for a fandom. Yes, my panels are very unique because I don't really set up anything. I'm able to go up there and talk about Dragon Ball and discuss Dragon Ball, discuss Resident Evil. I'm able to try to keep the fans, people entertained. I can walk in there and just talk shit for an hour and people will laugh. And I will have fan interaction with my panel. And I will try to do this, that. Some people find me like annoying. Some people find me entertaining. But I'm always ready for my panels. I'm always on time for my panels. And I always end on time for my panels.
And I generally sort of agree with that point that like, yeah, like the professional panelists will always have that stuff downloaded and be ready to go, or at least have a backup plan if, say, for example, they can't download for whatever reason and be able to adjust, right? The thing is with WEEBCON, the environment has always been, I kind of want to see what the new panelists are trying or what the new ones are going for. Like WEEBCON for me was like the perfect debut panel con for the summer season. And that's what I always used it as, because I've debuted, I think, 5 out of my current 9 panel lineup at WEEBCON exclusively.
But you also have a valid point, which you just said right now. These are debut panelists, right? Me and you have years of experience. Me and you know, okay, what's going to work, what's not going to work. Can I use the internet here? Probably not. Do I need my shit downloaded in advance? Me and Diamond scouted out our panel rooms before our panel started. Like, okay, hey, as soon as we get to the con,
I always do that too.
We're gonna go check out the panel rooms. We're gonna test the internet. We're gonna see how big it is, how we can set it up. We always scout, right? That's something we learned, though. That's something you learned. That's something I learned as we progressed as panelists. The newer panels, I think WeebCon should be one of the cons where they introduce people to becoming panelists for the first time. And it should be more new panelist friendly.
Mm-hmm. I think that's one thing that I've seen, at least with people talking about being panels, or people didn't even know that they could have a panel or make their own panel at cons sometimes. Like, yeah, you'll have the con, if you follow the con on their social medias or they're up to date with certain things, they'll know like, okay, yeah, I can make my own panel. I'll go and apply to this con and make my own panel. And then
we do have another comment. The schedule for WeebCon was so packed, it was hard to get from one panel to another because they started and ended at the same time. That's actually really good.
Yeah. It's good to have a packed schedule. It's just you want a tiny bit of turnaround time that happens between panels, and that didn't happen this year either. So
it's like pacing. You know what I mean? Like you want to like give us time, but like give us time to go to the next one, especially if the panel is like, I don't know, a couple of like a minute or two away, or compared to like 5 minutes away from like another side of the house,
right?
Side of the panel.
Yeah, I agree. Like that's why some cons do the 45 minutes to the hour. Like, hey, at this point, start wrapping up, so people you can break down and people can get the fuck out of there and go to the next panel. I like the fact that it was packed. I think that's one of the things we didn't get any complaints about this year that we heard from. Lack of shit to do.
They had enough stuff on the schedule. I'm not sure that stuff was interesting. Like that was the problem I had.
That one of the issues that WEEBCON had was that it was a lot of game show shit. And I don't like game show panels. I respect Zeros to Heroes. I respect them a lot because they have game shows, and theirs are actually pretty funny. I like them. They're entertaining. But there are other, and then there are other panelists, like Pixelation does like PowerPoint panels, and it's like a lot of the same niche things. And I just like I'm cool with him. We're friends, but his panels are just not my thing. Your panels, I like yours because they're actually educational and they kind of go outside the norm for what you would expect at an anime panel. The panels were so back to back, so many panels ran over, especially main events. It was so bad. And that has to do with the panelist itself. Yes, it wasn't interesting to me.
Yeah, that's part of my problem because I prefer like the panels that are more either in my style or the ones where I know I can trust the entertainer at least to like not waste my time, right? So like in either direction, if I see a game show title, I'm immediately like, all right, so is this person going to do anything different? And if my answer 90% of the time is going to be no, I'm not going to waste my time, right? And that's like kind of the whole MO of like why you don't want to stack your convention program with a bunch of game shows. Because it was bad, dude. WEEBCON was 80% game shows.
Were they like ones where it's like, did they at least any of them have like in a way creative like something?
There were some that used like these machines, like they actually had like buttons and buzzers and all this kind of cool stuff. But like there were so many that actually that was one of the complaints that a lot of people complained that like it was too many game shows. And it was a lot of Jeopardy style stuff. And now like that could be good for some people. Is it like for me it's not entertaining? I know Suffering has his things that he finds entertaining. I like the fact that overall I think okay, hold on. So many panels. Okay, especially the events. It was so bad. So I wanted to address this one. The panels, I feel like, yes, the con should kind of monitor panels and like, hey, they usually have somebody at the door that like cons overall usually have somebody that will go to the door and be like, hey, usually that's like a 5 minute.
Wrap it up. Yeah.
Wrap it up, or you got like 5 minutes or time to start calling it a day. Sun's getting low there, big guy. But there are a lot of panelists that start their fucking panels late because they got to set up, they got to run in there and set up, and they didn't plan the setup beforehand, and they'll run over, or they didn't like. One thing I will say at my job, when you become a supervisor of management, they make you learn how to do presentations, PowerPoint, shit like that. Each if you're going to do a PowerPoint, you should have X amount of slides, and each slide should be about a minute long. And don't put too many words. Don't put put too many pictures too.
Well,
not pictures is fine, but like you don't want to have too many small words because you're not going to be like most people are not going to read them. Most people.
And he's gone.
We're
rotating
presentation mechanics, right? So
presentation. Like sometimes that's usually a key important like factor into like whether people are going to stay for your panels or not. Like for example, I've been to so many panels where the lettering is so small, like in their presentation, and I'm like, can you please like make that bigger? Or use a font that is like challenging to read. Just make it like simple. You know what I mean? Sometimes the simplest way to do it is the better way. You know what I mean? Sometimes like these people kind of like overthink it. You know what I mean? Where it's like, dude, you can just picture yourself like what you're doing in class. Yes, you don't want to bore your audience, but at the same time, you kind of want to like be more a balance between the two.
Yeah, I always do whenever I make slides for panels because I'm more active in this. I have slides for pretty much every one of my panels. I always do what's called an accessibility check. I always put a USB clicker at the back of the screen and try to read my 14-inch laptop screen from like 20 feet away. And if I can read it, then that means the font's big enough.
Yeah.
But
it's kind of smart
WEEBCON
because it's like, and I understand, some of these people, some, panelists, they don't have time to like check on that kind of stuff. But like, again, like something as simple as like, okay, make sure if I could read that, then anybody can read it. But if it's like, okay, what if I make this bigger, make this smaller? It's like, sometimes it's always about like planning it out. You know what I mean? Just picture in your mind how it's going to look. And see here, one of the comments saying, but Weeb didn't have staff to time panels though. That's why main events ran everywhere from 20 minutes to an hour, 30 minutes over. Yeah, like that is not a good sign, especially for main events.
Sonic, can you still see?
No, I can't see him.
No,
a lot of the staggering we got for panels and a lot of things running behind at WEEBCON, especially, is I found it was.
I can see you, Jesse. You're good.
No, I'm saying what happened.
Sonic can't see you, so that's why whenever you were trying to talk, he kind of cut you off.
That's okay.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. It's fine. It's because every time I disconnect, I think it fucks with his.
Because I just a few seconds ago, I had the same thing happen to me. So we're just having a restream.
Okay, but Suffering, this is a question for you. Based on your observation at the con, do you feel like there was a lack of volunteers?
Yeah, there's definitely a lack of staff. I would say if you want WEEBCON to do well, if you still want it to be the dominant face of DFW cons and not Anime Frontier, I would say volunteer for WEEBCON. Like they need people.
Okay, this one is a good comment. The run over in
main
events was also because of the tech issues, guests not listening to staff when they told them to wrap up. Yes, that actually that can actually, like, some staff, like, I'm sorry, not staff, I'm sorry, guests, panelists, some panelists, I will tell you right now, some panelists will purposely run over and they don't give a fuck. From a staff perspective, it's difficult to get guests to wrap up because that's all that was in main events. Question for you though, have you ever had any, this is for the comment section, do you feel like sometimes panelists are like that as well? I mean, I don't know if you agree with me or not, but I feel like some panelists just don't give a fuck and they'll just go over. Same question, Suffering, do you feel the same way? Like some panelists just don't give a shit?
Yeah, there's maybe like 3 or 4 regular panelists on the Texas circuit that are like that, where they're not really concerned of other people's times because they're vibing with their crowd and they're just having fun. And they tend to be like the panelists that we don't necessarily associate with. We respect what they do and we understand what their audience is, but we just wish that there would be more of a community that exists between panelists, because like if we respect each other's time, then these cons run a lot cleaner. And then we can actually like hang out with staff and get to know the con staff more and actually be a part of the community, you know? Because part of staying on schedule is also making sure that schedule is honored.
I agree. I didn't see very many staff members near the panels and main events. The few I did see were looked very stressed. I think the community for the panelists has gotten weaker, like as far as like everybody like communicating, getting to know each other, talking. It was very strong, I want to say 5 years ago.
There were so few of us 5 years ago. That's part of the reason too.
Yeah.
Well, there was few like the big names, right?
Yeah.
At AllCon, there were 3 big groups and we all like knew about each other. I feel like there's been less communication between the panelists, because there are certain panels that I will admit I stole a hill I would die over from Zero to Heroes, but they kind of stole it from somebody else. I will never apply for that panel if I know they're going to be there. Like, I like them, they respect them. Josh knows me, he knows I respect him a lot. When we talked about game shows on the IkiCon show, somebody told Josh, hey, Jesse's talking shit about game shows. I think he's talking shit about our panels. And Josh was like, nah, Jesse doesn't. Like, he knows that I don't hate them. I fucking love the group. And we still hang out. I mean, we don't talk as much as we used to, but I feel like we still have a solid friendship.
Yeah, because we're in our own lanes. That's the main reason.
We're all doing so much, bro. And I will say this to kind of help. I don't know how you feel in the comment section, but I feel like the volunteers are very vital to the con scene, like when it comes to the embodiment of conventions. Like I feel like volunteers are the heart, or like kind of the heart and soul of a con because they help make that con run. Volunteers are very important, but there's got to be some kind of burnout this year. There's too many cons. Gas prices are way too high. The economy isn't what it used to. I used to see certain volunteers at all the conventions. Now I only see them like twice a year.
Like if even just WeebCon and Creators After Dark not running during the same weekend would have probably given both conventions 20% more volunteer staff. Like just straight out, because those are the exact same people that would volunteer for both cons if they were on different weekends.
I feel like the biggest contributing factor is the economy.
Yeah, the economy is probably the biggest. Yeah.
When we were going to go pick up the belts, I don't know if you were here for this, but I paid $4.09 per gallon in the middle of bumfucking nowhere.
It couldn't even fill up the whole entire car.
Like I put $20, it would have given us 3/4 of a tank, barely hit half.
My car doesn't take that much gas, like that much money for gas.
Yeah, it costs like nearly $50 to fill up his car now. Which I know, like $50 ain't a lot, but when we had to constantly do it over and over and over and over, it does add up. I feel like WeebCon is not. I feel like WeebCon is also being affected by, not saying that they're a failure, but like the entire everything, the World Cup, the cost of living, the cost of gas, the cost of
food.
I mean, just everything, dude. Like gas in Mexico is still under $2. But in the US, the average is what, like $5, $6?
Actually, there's a gas station that I passed by recently that like it was actually, I was driving up like a highway, and basically it was one of those truck stops. And like the price of diesel, I'm like, as soon as I saw like $5.90, I was like, oh my god, I never thought I would see that in Texas. You know,
the economy is like on fire because of gas prices. Like, so
we do have a couple comments. 100% volunteers are the bloodline. You also have to choose which cons you volunteer for because there's so many. Thank you for the compliment, by the way. Six-sided shape. It shows when cons don't take care of their volunteers, things get managed poorly. I will agree. There are a few cons out there, Matsuri, that treat their volunteers like shit.
They treat them like disposable assets. That's what they treat them like.
And I feel like this goes more on just con stuff, but if you're hiring someone or volunteering someone, if you don't take care of that person, how do you expect them to take care of you when you need them? You know.
We need volunteers, and right now it's like, you know, some volunteers, they get treated like crap. Volunteers talk.
Yeah.
Volunteers talk to each other. They will say, man, they left me in worse shape than the US economy, working me like a dog this weekend. Bro, that's all it takes, is just for one to talk. Like, is WeebCon perfect? Does it have like its issues? Has it been having its issues since we've been talking about it since like 2023, 2024? I mean, and I'm talking to WeebCon Texas overall. I will say that, yeah, I feel like maybe, I mean, it's getting better from the first time we talked about it, but there's a lot of issues. Like, there are panelists right now that are brand new. They don't understand panelist etiquette. Arrive on time, set up, and then, you know, you have to end before the next show starts. You have to, if you need to break down your shit, you always do it during your panel. You should always be prepared to run a 45-minute panel, and if you need to break down, then it has to be within those like 10 to 15 minutes of, like, you know, closing time, right? Because if you don't have a setup, if you're just like me, show up, start, and then you can run that full hour, because all I have to do is shut up and walk out. But there's a lot of etiquette that goes into panelists when it comes to volunteers. Cons have to treat their volunteers great. And right now we're just talking about cons. We have Nostalgia Con. Me and Sonic are hitting that up, and like this is going to be my 5th con this year, and we're in fucking April, right? And this isn't even like the heavy season, where like summer.
Yeah, if anything, this is like the dam is starting to crack in a way. You know what I mean?
It is, and I'm already getting like burned out. Like,
that's why I took a hiatus for a year, and that's why you didn't see me that often, except for like San Japan and a couple others.
I took mine last year. I was gone for 6 months. I got to come back and get back on the ball. And I was wondering about you, bro. Like, you were gone for so long. I was like, is everything okay? Is it mentally? Are you good? Mental health?
It was
suffering
just life stuff and burnout.
Yeah, burnout.
So there was a full like expose that I had on my Tumblr before I got like knocked out by Tumblr for me being pro-Palestine. Because I found out that was the reason, because they've been taking down a lot of pro-Palestine accounts on Tumblr. But I had the full reason for my hiatus and everything else like posted on social medias. And like, I didn't want to make it a big deal, but like a lot of it was personal life things. Like I said, I was getting married, I was buying a house, I was moving, doing a whole bunch of other stuff. So I wanted to spend time on that, but also it's just, I didn't feel like the community was getting any better. So I'm going to stay connected to people. I'm going to support the 2 or 3 cons that I always will support every year, like with my heart and soul. But like everything else, I'm just leaving on the back burner until I can get back into it. And Anime Tyler is the perfect time for me to just happen to get back into it now. So,
Anime Tyler is last year. After Anime Tyler, we had already like dedicated to making sure we were going to be there this year. There are 3...
It was such an amazing time the first year.
Yeah.
It was such an amazing time.
There are only 4 conventions this year that we will move heaven and earth to be at. UshiCon is one of them. AllCon is the second. Anime Tyler, Texas. Well, actually, I guess now with San Japan, because I do their karaoke, I will be there no matter what. But Delta is one of the... But this year, Delta, with everything going on with the economy, with us buying too many fucking belts, we might not do the big party this year.
And also, they're going
party,
against,
but not the big one.
Isn't Delta also going against the World Cup too?
Yeah,
the World Cup game in Houston is in...
It's on July 4th. So basically by then it's already going to be over here in Houston. But the thing is, though, Delta, the weekend of that's the weekend of the finals of the World Cup.
I have even less conventions on my list that I would move heaven and earth for to go to. Number 1 is San Japan. Number 2 is WEEBCON, whenever that comes back, probably in 2027. Number 3 is probably now Anime Tyler for me, because that's how phenomenal the first year was.
There's just so many and it's just like there's just so many cons, bro. And it's burnout. The volunteers are burned out. It's not cheap to travel. I mean, not everyone feels safe on the bus. It's just so much, and it like, I like smaller conventions. I do. It's just a little bit friendlier. It's easier to meet people, get to talk to them. Despite the fact that I'm very loud and I can be like, I don't know the word. I guess I'm very extroverted, or I do have burnout. Like, I do get overstimulated after a while, and I just don't want to be around people. Or like, that's sometimes after a panel, I'll go straight to the room and just kind of sit there for like half an hour, not talk. Like, I won't come out anymore. It seems like the amount of oversaturation of conventions and events has been a big reason the attendance has been dropping. Yes, we have talked about this, and I 100% agree with you. We were talking about a convention crash, and that's not something that we take like we're just like throwing it out there because it's funny. No, we think that it's a very serious issue, that a lot of conventions have felt their numbers. The bigger conventions, you won't tell. You're not going to be able to tell that their numbers aren't as high. Maybe with WEEBCON, it's such a massive convention that you couldn't tell. Maybe you could tell. You could definitely see the difference. But like,
I'll throw
DreamCon, you're not gonna notice it. At Comicpalooza, you're not gonna notice it. At San Japan, we noticed it at all cons. Well, I'm talking about the big cons. Like, talking about the cons you won't notice it at.
Right.
You won't notice it at Comicpalooza. You won't notice it like at conventions like Colossal or San Japan or
Anime Frontier,
Anime Doubt. I mean, I'm sorry, Anime Matsuri. Despite the fact that we fucking hate that convention, you won't really notice a big difference. But the smaller conventions, the ones where you kind of see the same person in the hallway 5 times,
you will notice it.
We noticed it at UshiCon. We noticed it at fucking AllCon. Retropalooza was my first year, and NostalgiaCon will be my first year, so I won't notice the difference. But I'm pretty sure Sonic will notice the difference, because you've been in Nostalgia, right?
Yeah, I was there last year, but it
Okay.
was the summer version. But I think they'll again, you will see what happens. But retro, I will say, retro was like about the same, but there was some noticeable like
It
it
felt a
was less
little
crowded.
bit empty.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And plus, with the pop-up events coming now, like these free events, they're gonna hurt. We have a lot
Conventions.
of free events, and it's amazing for you as the consumer, as the
Mhm.
attendee. It's great. As the, it's the business. It will hurt you because now we have more events,
Competition.
competition, and these are free, and you're a paid event, and you're like, well, how is it competition? They're free. They can just save up their money and go to your con next. Well, gas, travel, and then if they spend money at the event, like if they go to a free event and then spend $400, and that $400 happen to be part of the money they were saving for the next con, that it's a domino effect. It does trickle.
Because this is part of your disposable income, and we all understand this. And the minute you force more choices or more pressures on that disposable income, people are going to make the easier or sometimes the cheaper choice, right?
Mhm.
So all these pop-up events, the fact that people can go to anime events like once every month, once every 2 months, absolutely not have to pay a ticket price, and they can do what they want to do and just scope around and just buy anime merch.
Mhm.
They don't really care about the panels. They don't really care about the vibes or environment, getting to know someone in your room parties or a rave.
Mhm.
Then you can get that experience, and it eats into the environment of the cons in the first place, because those people who normally wouldn't care about that stuff now all of a sudden doesn't have to care about that stuff.
I will say this: I know people have gotten upset at us in the past because of our reviews. They didn't agree with us. They didn't like us, and that's fine. That's absolutely fine. Remember, reviews are subjective. They're based on they're based on that individual's personal experience at the convention. Or, however, there are, like, you can do you can do everything in the book, right? I mean, you can do everything in your power
Mhm.
to make it an amazing weekend. You can have all the best panels, the most entertaining panels. They all end on time. Everything's great. Like, it's the land of milk and honey, right? And then all it takes is for one fucking attendee who only went there for the room parties, which there are people that only do that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We know one
Ew.
person who I've talked to them several times about this. It's like, this is a bullshit. They only wanted to go to the cons for parties and to get laid. I'm like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Not only that, also again, there's always those people who would just go, not just for parties in general, like they would just go, oh, I'm only going to go for the just to cosplay, or I'm only going to go there just to go at the gaming lounge, even though you could
Mhm.
Or
probably
the
just
rave.
go,
I'm just gonna
or the
go hang
rave.
out in the
Yeah.
hallway and like chill there. And then then they didn't even buy a pass. They went, chilled in the lobby, hung out in one area, and then they had nothing to do. It sucked.
Yeah. Yep.
And then went into social media and posted about it.
Yep. Like, there are people that don't get to fully experience the con. That's why whenever when we talk to people, we ask them, like, what did you experience, and did you like it or did you not like it, and how do you feel they can improve it? I know we're talking about WeebCon. Overall, did you enjoy? I know you were there as an attendee, not a panelist. And considering the fact that you really don't go to cons as an attendee that much, at least not that I can recall, did you enjoy yourself, and do you feel like it was a good year?
It was still WeebCon, and I will always support WeebCon because it feels more of like a community con compared to a lot of other big cons. Like, if you look at the contrast between the big two DFW cons right now, which is WeebCon is very like, it feels like down to earth and homey and all about the community. Anime Frontier is very corporate and very industrial, and they're very much pushing product at every single turn that you go and signage for Frontier, right?
They do call Anime Frontier the Crunchyroll Con.
It's we
Yeah.
pledge allegiance to Crunchymation Con. That's what it is.
Yeah,
Like,
that's basically what it is.
so that about WeebCon will never change. So I will still always support that con for this reason, but like, it's losing a part of its magic unless we bring new things to the table. Because every single element that they've brought the past few years, whether it's like, innovating a VTuber lounge or even like having a more open-ended like cosplay contest process, feels like a lot of the magic has died out because a lot of new things aren't being tried. And I think that's probably the biggest macro reason I can look at from the top down. as to why WeebCon feels less special. I'll still always support the con, like I said.
Okay.
It's just, and I'll still enjoy it in some way, shape, or form. But I definitely got a lot less out of it than even that I did out of the ICC year, which was last year. Because there are unique things about the ICC that are good, like playing the rave at a music venue that's pretty unique to Irving, had its benefits. Even though the lines were insanely long, there were still other things that changed about the con that made it feel like a new and interesting experience. And even though they were at the Gaylord multiple years, it felt like they did a good job of keeping to push the boundaries of how much better WeebCon can be. This year, it really just felt like we're going to do what we did in 2024 with more security and with 2023 numbers. Like, that's how it felt to me.
I do want to read some stuff that we got on these are some overall statements that were made about the con. I do have a lot here, but a lot of it's not for WeebCon. So the WeebCon's consensus is that it's more relaxed this year because of the change of heads. It was around $85 for the full weekend, which was a major setback. Security was more relaxed, but not during nighttime when there were room parties. The parking for WeebCon was $17 per day as well. That's pretty much all I got.
Yeah, the parking situation was a little bit horrendous this year. It's not as like that much more horrendous than I expect out of the Gaylord, but it still was pretty awful to the point where if you are staying anywhere in Grapevine area, it is probably more efficient to just Uber back and forth rather than just to pay for parking. So,
Well, if you could give us your score of WeebCon, because I do have some scores, an 8.
All right.
I do have an 8.5.
Overall, I think this year for me ranges between 7 and 8, just because it wasn't phenomenal. It didn't stick out to me in any way. It was just kind of another con I went to, and especially as an attendee, you can kind of have a bit of more of a fine-tooth comb because the fact that you're not, subjected to your own panels and what you have to do for those. So just looking at it from an overall convention experience, probably like a 7.2. That's where I'd probably place it.
You mind if I round you up to 7.5?
Yeah, we can round up to 7.5. That's fine.
Okay, it's a little bit easier to keep track of. I did have a higher score. Okay. All right, so this year it is an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, that's fair. We are the 9 out of 10 podcast, by the way. So 8 out of 10 is probably fair for a con that felt mid.
Yeah, no, that's actually a really good score. No one's ever gotten past 9. No one will ever get past 9 at this rate.
But we have a lot of 9 out of 10 cons.
Yes, this year there are a lot of. Last year was a lot of. It was between 8 and 9. This year, it has been a lot of 8.5s. I think because the lack of. I think it's just like there's a lot of panelists that are not doing this year as well. There's a lot of panelists skipping this year for a lot of cons, and
they bail last minute too.
They do, yeah, they do bring an entertaining factor into the convention itself. The next con we're going to talk about is Creators After Dark. I heard a lot. And I don't even know
there was a lot going on for how small it was. Let me tell you.
Good.
Let me read to you what I have so far, and then we'll get your thoughts. Creators After Dark was great for guests, great for cons who were. And great for the cons who were invited there. But some people who went as attending do not agree. Attendees say that the 105 pre-order tickets and $130 at the door was a deal breaker. There was a lot of great panels. It felt like there wasn't really a lot to. There were a lot of great panels. It felt like there wasn't really a lot to do. A lot of people went more for the social aspect. The con was small. The placements of the artists and vendors were okay. And they said the worst part was that the after creators. Wait, what part was the after that Creators After Dark had? The emo night. This was the biggest complaint I actually got. Not just from my source, but from multiple sources. Like a lot of people bitched. The emo night didn't even play emo music until late into the night. a bit before the after party was supposed to end. Plus someone said that the project New Type and Gunpla Build Lounge, they heard mixed reviews about it. Parking, okay, there was a lot of theft at Creators After Dark both nights for the rave. People's bags were either completely stolen or just people went through it.
Jesus.
A lot of people said they wouldn't. Despite the theft, and some of the complaints and the price point, some people said they would return to Creators After Dark. Now there was rumors, and we don't have any video footage, any pictures, but there were witness accounts that bottles. I don't know if they were alcohol bottles or beer bottles or water bottles. I don't know if they
were there were alcohol glass bottles.
Okay.
Oh God.
Were being thrown off from the balcony onto the ground floor.
Jesus.
During one of the many after parties. One of the after parties actually got so chaotic that it bled out into the hallway, and the bottles were being thrown off the balcony.
And I just want to remind everyone here that attends conventions and goes to these after parties, like, it's one thing to do something inconsiderate. If you throw an object that can legitimately kill somebody at a certain speed from a high floor, I want you to think about the consequences of your actions.
Absolutely.
Dude, you could have, like, even though it's the night, you could have fucking knocked someone out. Worse, you could have actually fucking, like,
sent them to the hospital, literally then be dead on the spot if the shard falls in the wrong place.
Especially if it's the balcony, gravity's gonna take over. That bottle's not the only one way it's going, and that's straight down.
Let's talk about. Let's just put it out there. The bottle could, as you said, could kill somebody. It could fall on somebody and kill them. Here's the thing. That's highly illegal. We're talking about big boy jail. Right? You're going to get into a lot of fucking trouble, and it's going to ruin your life. There should be no fucking reason why somebody should be throwing fucking. I don't care how crazy everybody thinks they are, how drunk they are. I don't know who the host of the party was. Obviously, as we said before, the convention itself is not responsible for something that happens outside of its jurisdiction. However, this bled into their fucking jurisdiction, and it should have been shut down. Yeah. I don't know what happened with the party. I don't know what went on. I don't know if the cops were involved. If I was the host of the fucking party, I would have grabbed that motherfucker and I would have turned his ass in.
Yeah, so the three biggest room parties that were being held were all in the same section of the hotel. So hotel staff couldn't even pinpoint what room it was coming from. So literally all three room parties, we all texted each other and coordinated being like, everyone get off the balcony now. Because we absolutely can't have this.
I'm sorry. At that point, if I were the con, I would have shut in the hotel. I would have shut it off. I would have shut it down. I know it's going to piss a lot of people off. I know that it's a smut fucking con, and that's kind of the expectation. But you could put someone's fucking life in danger.
Yeah.
That is fucking unacceptable.
Yeah,
that is no.
Keep in mind, the lowest one of those room parties was the 7th floor.
Oh, fuck no.
No.
The highest room party was on the 12th floor.
Man.
That's enough to hit terminal velocity on the ground floor.
Okay, so, like, I'm going to set aside a little bit of the bottles. Imagine being under the influence to the point to where someone accidentally knocks you off the balcony. And that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't worry too much about somebody getting knocked off. I'm more worried about, like, okay, what if they hit like one of the, they hit somebody that's like,
that's not attending the con and they're just there to stay and spend the night.
Right. That's a big fucking lawsuit for the con.
And the hotel too. They're both.
Like, I understand. Like, I get it, bro. I get it. It's a party con, right? It's obviously Creators After Dark. Fucking, because Etchy Expo's gone. As of right now. We don't know if it's coming back or if it will come back. Right now, I will tell you this. It doesn't look good. if you know, you know. If you don't, we can share more in the Discord, but we're not doing it on the show.
Join the Discord.
Join Discord. Because there we share a lot. There's a lot of things that we just don't want on the Discord that we will share on here, and a lot of shit happens, man. And I will say this: like, there's no fucking excuse. I don't understand why it got to that fucking point. Like the last time I heard, like, at fucking Anime Houston, somebody shit in one of the fake plants. That's fucking gross.
Ugh.
And this is the first year of Anime Houston, not like one of their later years.
It's still gross.
Yeah, I was staying in the room on the 12th that got blamed for that BS.
Oh man.
Oh fuck. We did not know that. So it could have come from the 7th floor. We don't know for sure. We're not gonna.
It could have came from the 7th floor, the 9th floor, or the 12th floor. Point is, because like all the hosts wanted to make because the convention was so small that all the hosts like made a decision being like, we want to make the room parties as open as possible, and like have people vibe, hang out, and do whatever. People were like sneaking out onto the balconies to where like hosts couldn't keep track of who was on the balcony and who wasn't. And the balconies aren't big, but there were literally like multiple cosplayers / guests trying to do shoots out there. So it was really, really freaking difficult to keep track for all of the hosts that were trying to host room parties, which there was very few for an 18+ convention, by the way, to be able to keep track of who was coming on and off balconies and trying to hold someone accountable for this crazy ass behavior. Because as soon as we got word of this, right, as soon as all of the rooms got word of this, it's like they did the responsible thing, shut as much as they could down. But like the minute someone makes that decision to fling something dangerous off of a 7, 9, or 12 stories, it'd be like, you clearly don't have any concern for human life. I would be concerned with that person going back into the party, right? Then spiking someone's drink, because clearly you're willing to use people as a means to an end for your own pleasure, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't even have to be from the 7th floor. It could have been from the 1st or 2nd. It might not kill them. You can give somebody a fucking concussion.
Or someone can slip on the bottom.
Well, no. Fuck that. You can give somebody a fucking concussion. You're not going to slip on the bottle. From the 1st floor, 2nd floor, if it hits the ground, it's not going to be like... But you know what it's like to get a fucking concussion? You know how much fucking damage that does to the human brain? Yeah.
It fucks up your brain for a while.
Like, I'm sorry, it's CTE, right?
CTE.
Yes, it's very fucking real. Whether people want to fucking accept it or not, it's very fucking real. It's affected a lot of sports. It's affected a lot of people's careers. It's affected a lot of people's livelihoods. And a good example for those of you that have watched professional wrestling, look at Chris Benoit. Look at fucking Chris Benoit. He had so many concussions in his life. Look at what it did. Concussions are not a fucking laughing matter. They're real.
Yeah,
They're very fucking real.
Yeah, dude had a brain. Dude had a brain of an 80-year-old despite being 40.
Chair shot after chair shot after chair shot.
Concussions are real. Like, injuries are real. Bodily injuries. You know what it's like to get hit over the fucking head with a bottle, or how many of you like there are some people that I fucking know that will cry when they stub their toe. Injuries are real. They can happen, and when you do dumb shit like that, you are putting people's fucking lives in danger. You might not. It's like, oh, it didn't kill them. Yeah, but what did it do to them? Like, you need to fucking think. And as a host, like, you gotta be more prepared for next year, bro. Because, like, for one, this is gonna get bigger and it's gonna get a lot worse. You have people that legitimately don't give a fuck about the rest of the party. The people in the party, they don't give a fuck. And like, okay, normally we wouldn't be giving the con shit for this because this is, like I said, outside of their jurisdiction. But you said they have a hand in the parties, that they like encourage them.
So there were, I don't think the room parties were necessarily encouraged. Like, the hotel staff sort of knew what to expect as far as the room parties. Like, the hotel staff was pretty chill, all things considered, considering how rowdy some of the parties got. So I don't blame the hotel staff at all, because I think they were just doing their jobs. I think like it's the issue of when these room parties were getting populated and rowdy, it wasn't the attendees that were necessarily creating the very raucous atmosphere that wasn't safe. It was volunteers and guests that were like so wasted they had to be carried out, or they were like doing irresponsible things on balconies, like trying to take shoots or do things that like they didn't ask any of the hosts if they could do anything, right? And it was literally they were walking around with either a guest badge or a volunteer badge, and those were the people that were typically the most, you know, raucous in these particular parties and not keeping it chill.
Mm-hmm. I feel like because it bled out into the con in the hotel, that's where it could fall a little bit into the jurisdiction. Once again, it is the hotel. I mean, not the hotel. I'm sorry. The hotel guest, the guy that's hosting the party, their room, that's their credit card on file. When somebody is held responsible, it is the person's name that is on paper, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that's who's going to be in a lot of trouble. And I mean, because they're going to go after the guy that tried to did it, or the person, right? It doesn't have to be a guy, it could be a girl, it could be a guy, girl, it doesn't matter. They're going to go after whoever was doing it. But yeah, they'll go after them. They're okay. Well, they arrested them. What's the problem? Well, the problem is they threw a bottle and they almost killed this individual, and now they're in the fucking hospital. And that person's going to have hospital bills. If they don't have insurance, they're going to have some kind of fucking injury that they have to recover from, or try to recover from as much as possible. And then we haven't even heard, like, there's probably other shit that happened at those room parties that we're not even aware of, that people haven't even come forward about yet. We haven't even gotten to the fucking con itself. We know Jazz at the con performed there. We don't really know of any other panelists that we know that are big names that attended the con, because most people this month, most of the panelists that we know are doing Anime Dallas this year. And like, we are either Anime Dallas or Anime Tyler. I correct myself.
Yeah. So based on programming credentials, for who I saw doing panels, I think there was an active effort for Creators After Dark to invite like kink-based panelists and not the typical anime-based panelists. Like, it very much felt like a kink-based convention where you happen to have some overlap with the anime community, but it was more about being a sex convention. Like, it literally felt like that, not only because all the content was very sex forward, but also the fact that the whole Creators After Dark element is legitimately like, I sent y'all in the private chat how long the guest list was. Legitimately, it felt like half of the floor was guests most of the time, because of just the sheer number of guests that were there. In addition to like the fact that it really just did it to where it was almost like, I don't want to say this because I know con staff and that's not their intention to do this, but it did really feel like CloutCon at a lot of times, because the photo ops are more important than talking to people. The Instagram reels were more important than the actual panels that were going on. The lewdest thing you could get, being able to be posted on social media, is more important than the actual thing you be bought and be happy with what you bought. It was more about clicks and for a lot of people than it was about the actual convention experience. And I think that's where the main attendee complaint is coming from, is I'm paying over $100 for a badge, right? In some cases, $120, which was the door price for just Saturday, for not being able to even talk to some of these guests because they're too busy doing their photo ops and their shoots that you're promising because they have a packed schedule. And instead, the attendees are kind of left high and dry and nothing to do. It almost felt like the attendees were funding the guests having fun, right? That's almost what the environment and the vibe of the con felt like. And that's why I felt like a lot of people that had regular attendee badge felt kind of dissatisfied with the whole experience. But a lot of people that made it to cosplay guests or did do some type of programming for the con, which that means you were either a kink specialist or invited as a cosplay guest, really, really enjoyed it. That's why there's kind of this difference in con experience and opinion from what I saw.
Holy shit, they got a shit ton of guests.
Yeah, I was looking at it,
and this is the main problem. That was literally the main problem.
I can already see
is this
certain
the guest
people
list or the attendee list? What the fuck?
Yeah, I was like, Jesus Christ.
They had 3 Ask a Creator panels, once on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and there would be 8 of these guests at minimum on stage during each of these panels, 8 different guests. So that means 25 plus of these guests that are listed on this page did one panel, and that was Ask a Creator. Didn't even talk on stage at all, by the way. There was like multiple of those where one or two of the panelists would not talk on stage. Now I get you're not like in like a public speaking experience, or you didn't ask a panel or anything else like that, but if you're accepted as a guest as a con, most cons require you to have some sort of programming weight to be able to at least do some things. And if the only thing they're asking you is a Q&A, I feel like you want to make your presence known, even if you're just reaching for clout.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that during like Ask a Creator panels, we even had 8 people on stage in the first place, when there's no unifying factor besides you're all on Instagram or you're all on TikTok, right? Like they didn't all do the same anime together, or they don't all have the same type of content, right? Tells me that like, all right, you get a random question from the audience, it's thrown at 1 or 2 people it's applicable to, right? And then one person maybe doesn't get the opportunity to talk, either because their name is not out there enough, or people just don't have questions about their content. So a lot of the way programming was engineered didn't feel as thought out as I would have liked it to, because I love the original Waifu Expo, this is essentially the same organization from the original Waifu Expo, because Kimochi-Con is now split off. So how I felt that the direction would have went is there would have been a real emphasis on programming quality and making sure the programming was all there. But there's very little anime content going on. Everything is based on kink and like the BDSM community and all this other stuff, which is fine to do. Ecchi Expo has that leaning as well, where they have very little anime content and very sex-forward content. But the fact that I saw a very lack of anime content, and the schedule itself also felt a little barren at times, really made it felt like the attendee experience wasn't fully fleshed out for this one.
Would you say it was mostly... It's basically what you would expect from like stuff like Ecchi Expo and all that kind of stuff, especially creators. The name Creators After Dark. Did you think that like, going into it, you should have expected stuff like that, or is like, okay, well, I was expecting some anime stuff, because most of these guests they brought in, they would cosplay characters from animes.
Well, I wanted to give it a chance specifically because I know this was the old Waifu Expo, right? I love that convention. It was one of my favorite conventions in this decade, right?
Yeah.
But to me, as far as that kink forward stuff, as well as the kind of balancing with the anime stuff, it felt like a step down from Ecchi Expo or SumiCon, right? Because those are other major 18+ conventions. It felt like a step down from it. Okay. Even though it was more friendly to creators that are actively engaged in the space, actively engaged with cosplay, especially like lewd cosplay, right? Yep. It felt more friendly to them. But what matters for conventions is their badge sales, and their badge sales are going to largely be reflected in their attendee experience.
I saw a bunch of heavy hitters on that list, and I was like, yep. Yeah, I do
say this. Based on, they did shut down several room parties though.
Yes, just because like those were times when the room parties were getting really crazy, and it was happening a lot more on Saturday than it was on Friday. Like Friday, I felt like we had free reign, but Friday is also when the bottle throwing incident happened.
What is going on with the theft? They're saying it was on the con floor.
Okay, so this is the crazy thing, right? The way the con floor was organized is it was down one long hallway, right? Which is how a lot of these like small cons are organized, which is completely fine. And I think the way they had the setup was pretty optimized. But in your entrance to the con area, you have a freaking inner city ass metal detector coming through, and they're scanning you like you're going to the TSA. So like some of these people could have honestly worked those TSA lines and the government was shut down because of how thorough they were being, right? So they were checking people at the door, and security was really robust with that metal detector coming in and outside of the con floor, right? But then like they're like, oh yeah, we can hold your bag for you, not watching bags at all, right? Like let me put my bag down for a second to go to the restroom, right? And then no one would just leave it there. Everything ends up missing, right? Because like I think the vibes of people I actually talked to at the con were great. I probably wasn't talking to the scumbags doing all the problematic stuff, right? Because the scumbags weren't there to talk. They were there to take people's stuff and drink. Like,
also, like in my head, I'm like, I like trying to understand why would you steal someone's like stuff, including like a backpack or wallet. I'm like, at the end of the day, what are you gonna do with that stuff besides probably toss everything and just keep the money, or like,
Well, they were stealing out of the bags. They were going.
They were going through it. Okay,
they were going through bags because a lot of bags got shit stolen from, and a lot of bags you could tell like somebody went through it.
Yeah.
I will say this: that is on the con. That is 100% on the fucking convention. They had to leave your shit here and we'll watch it. All right. And then they pulled the
I wasn't watching it.
I'm not looking. I'm blind. I can't see shit.
I mean, part of it is because they only had one volunteer making sure people actually went through the metal detectors and watching the bags in certain hours. Partially, like, I think knowing the con staff, they probably want to give their volunteers enough time to actually enjoy the con and like sleep and do other things, right? Mm-hmm. It's just a matter of you have to stagger your scheduling better to where it's just like there should be one person at the table between registration and the metal detector. There should be one person at the metal detector at all times, which there wasn't. And there should be one person just watching the bags, right?
So then would you say, sorry for cutting you, so would you say that they were needing more volunteers?
No, well, hold on. They use volunteers?
Yes.
What?
So the con staff was in charge of this whole entrance area, and there would always be one con staff that was around, but volunteers were doing most of the heavy lifting. From what
Why didn't they get like like a local PD, a couple constables, security? They'll. That's the kind of people that should be going to the fucking bags.
Yeah.
Like, not a fucking volunteer, because you don't even know if the volunteer's going to snag something out of the fucking bag. You don't even know, like, you can't. I'm sorry, but there are like some volunteers that, that are
do shit. Yeah.
They do shit. It only takes one to ruin it for everybody. Yep. That should have been a PD thing.
Yeah.
I feel like, okay, I'm just gonna make myself mad.
Yeah.
Overall, what did you like about the con, though? I know you went for the nighttime shit, so it's kind of hard to kind of gauge how the day was, but based off of the amount of fucking guests I see here, it was a lot of guest panels and a lot of guest shit, and not really a lot of. And I want to hear from Jazz at the con. I know you're here. Fuck the room party. I don't give a fuck about the room party. Was there a lot of shit to do at the con? Panels, events, stuff like that. I don't want to hear about like,
he said, they said, or they did.
I don't give a fuck about the room party. Who cares if people were getting drunk and getting late? Nobody gives a fuck. I want to know about the con itself.
Yeah, I would say the vibes were nice, right? Like people that you were actually talking to and people you were actually engaged with. Like everyone seemed pretty cool, seemed pretty chill. It's just a matter of not everyone was available to talk. Some people were just like deer in the headlights. I don't want to talk to anybody. So they kind of made the vibes feel off. And then on top of that, the people that were cosplaying and normally, hey, can I get a picture? It'd be like, no, I have a shoot going, right? Or no, I don't want to talk to you, right? Because some of the people that were cosplaying there were generally were a lot more standoffish than at normal conventions, because it seems like they just booked out their schedule to do more social media chasing stuff. Like so it was kind of like you're in three camps. Either you didn't talk to anyone and you were there to be a gooner, right? You were trying to talk to everyone and have a good time and have vibes, which is like, that's the part of the con I really appreciated. Or you were an influencer trying to clout chase, right? And that was the three camps that I felt.
There it is. For me, not enough to justify having to buy a badge, but it is what it is. That's where I disagree. It is not what it is. Like, they need to justify me giving this fucking convention. And I don't have problems with that creators are dark. So before they take it the wrong way, I don't have beef. I don't have an issue, but I will say this.
I love the con. That's why I went, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I love the people that are at that con, and I want to support them every single year. But like when one year they don't give me a panel at KimochiCon, and I realize that's not the people's here's decision now because they split off now. one year, and then the next year, like, this isn't, like, a lot of the wrong things are sort of prioritized. It makes me question. It's just like, hey, maybe we need to inject some new ideas into this kind of inner circle that we have running this particular convention structure. Because I don't think a lot of these problems came up with the original Waifu Expo, just because the venue was different and the environment was different, and a lot of people were more opening to experience an 18 plus convention. But that was also at, you know, the Hyatt downtown at Reunion Tower, right? Which has very much a more proactive ability for hotels to make up for the hotel to make up for any shortfalls that convention staff have. I don't think the Renaissance was going to actively involve themselves unless it was policing things that were going on in hotel rooms, because they knew the nature of the convention.
I think, and this is probably, somebody's going to think I'm talking out of my ass, or I'm just full of shit, or that I'm an asshole. I think one of the big fucking problems with this entire convention overall is the amount of influencers they brought in. They could have they didn't need this many. A third.
I would say like maybe 4 or 5 of them.
No, they need,
because I know 2 of them that could bring in a lot of people just from that list. I'm sorry if I don't, you know.
no, maybe more than that, but like they have a lot. There are more. I feel like
the influencer attendee ratio at times felt like it was like 1 to 4 or 1 to 5. Like, that's how bad it was.
It feels like they have more fucking guests than Comic Palooza, and that's all Comic Palooza is guest and spend your money in the dealer's room. Like, every now and then they might have a fucking panel, but I mean, they have more than a panel. I'm being exaggerating, but I didn't know you had 18 plus panels. I don't know if that's referred to us or.
I mean, I have one of my panels has a version of it that's 18 plus, and then I have an exclusively 18 plus panel. But those are both ENM related, and there was already an ENM panel on the schedule, but it was like from a couple that is known for like being swingers on cruises. So not sure if even if I did apply this year that I would have gotten anything, since they already had an ENM panel, and that's kind of niche on its own. So
I think our 18 plus panels could have probably not. I don't know. We do have a couple. The terrible fan fiction that we do is it's a popular one. Always one that does very well. I feel like because it's so many fucking influencers, you can get more interaction out of fucking John Cena than you could most of the fucking influencers I see on this fucking list.
I'm gonna read it comment here. It says, "It's creators of the dark. What'd you expect?"
That's fucking Uzi. Just ignore him. He'll go away. No, I'm fucking with Uzi.
I mean, we understand the title of the convention, but we also, like, a lot of us went into this understanding what the organization was about and the fact that they had so much more of an anime focus before. And now it seems like they're trying to just throw a massive party for people who have 10K plus followers on Instagram or TikTok, right? Like, that's kind of like part of the vibe that I got, which is like, it is a drastic shift in expectations from what an anime convention would be, you know?
Mm-hmm.
If we had to give the con a review, if you had to give the con a review based on what you saw, what you
experienced.
Experience.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're still rounding by 0.5s, this would be a solid 7 for me, I think.
Okay. I got a Jesus Christ, I got a 5. I got a 5 from the person, my insider.
Gotcha. Oh, you got a 5 from the insider day.
I honestly don't blame anyone,
like,
especially if they went as an attendee that rated as a 5, because they paid $100+ for a badge to experience all this. So,
all right. So,
especially for that price, you're supposed to get a lot for your money for it.
Yeah. And you're going through a metal detector, like you're in some inner city high school, in order to get checked, and your shit is still getting stolen on the con floor. Like,
yeah, because I could tell you, I've been to like the big conventions where you have to go through like security and all that stuff, like Anime Expo, for example, and then even still, like they really check through your stuff. Make sure you're not stealing, none of that stuff. And yeah, just hearing this that you do it here just to still get stolen, it's I don't know, something needs to be
It's
that should be
discouraging.
addressed. Yeah, it's discouraging and needs to be addressed.
Real quick, we're gonna go ahead and put the score out there. Creators After Dark is going to be our first, because this is the average. It's just 5, 7. Those are the only scores we got. So this is the average we got. 6 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually the lowest score we've had since Etchy Expo.
Yeah.
Imagine 18 plus conventions scoring low with our audience, like because they're not well managed. Like that seems to be.
Well, Etchy Expo got like a 5.
Yeah.
The last Etchy Expo, yeah.
Yeah, the last one got a 5. Because well, actually, that was the average. Someone gave it a 7. Someone gave it 7.5. Someone gave it a 2.
Yeah. So the main thing, like to Bob's last comment, if you want to highlight this, the main problem I have is if you're going to be creators focused, I would like more programming on how to be a creator and how to do what guests do a little bit more, rather than every single panel being kink focused and sex focused and lewd focused and for gooners, right? Because it was advertised as something for anime gooners, and then it ends up being like, hey, this is a celebration of people who have clout, right? Like I think like
It's Clout Con.
Yep. Clout Con.
Clout Con.
Clout Con turned into Clown Con because people were getting their shit stolen. I'm sorry, bro. Like, yes, it's creator content, but they should be able to interact with the people that pay their fucking OnlyFans.
Yeah,
or their subscription bases, whatever that is.
Because all of these influencers that are on the very, very long guest list that you can look up were not available to talk to normal attendees. 90% of the time they were visible.
If I'm going to a con where it's 100 plus and for a badge with metal detectors and I'm still at risk for getting my shit stolen, I'm just staying home and getting drunk.
By the way, the badge. We also had complaints about the badge. You remember how WEEBCON got a whole bunch of crap for their badge quality last year?
Uh-huh.
WEEBCON came in and they had good, nice acrylic plastic badges. They also had this differentiation where you had 4 different clans. So there was some super special stuff going on, and they realized that badge quality needed to go back up. Creators then turn around and be like, we're competing with WEEBCON. Didn't even look at WEEBCON's complaints because they gave us a paper badge. Didn't matter if you were a guest. Didn't matter if you were a part of staff. Didn't matter if you were a panelist. Didn't matter if you were an attendee. It was a paper badge, and you paid $100 for it.
Yeah, I'll give it a good. It reminded me of when the first Sonic Expo that happened up in Dallas. All of them were paper. There were no laminations. Like the badges were not laminated.
Mm-hmm.
However, I later found out that they ordered it laminated, but for some reason the company that made the badges didn't laminate them. So that was kind of, I don't know, some miscommunication there. Yeah, they kind of got fucked. So it was to the point where like every time we had because I went as press and we always had the badge press and all that. And sometimes it always keeps falling out, or actually like caught in my cosplay, for example, or something like that. And then by Sunday, they were just like, you know what? We'll just give you a wristband. That's it. Because they kind of gave up because so many people are having their stuff ripped up.
One thing we were laughing about actually is on Friday, they had not only run out of they had a shipment of badges coming in like Friday night or Saturday morning or something else. They had not only run out of badges and they were doing the wristband thing, but also when Jazz at the Con picked up his badge, because I was with him whenever he did that, they put together a bunch of wristbands as his lanyard because they also ran out of lanyards. Like Jazz, I don't know if you have a picture of this, but I want
you need to take a picture
right now.
That's great.
Like, that was how
the ghettoest fucking thing.
Hold on, we can fix this. Let's just do a chain.
When you want to sell badges, but you don't want to spend a lot of money.
Yeah,
bro. Okay, let's
That's
just.
insane, bro.
I'm sorry, I can't justify Creators After Dark. I mean, you can't. Like, and it sucks because I'm gonna probably get shit on for it. because I want to apply for them next year. We couldn't do it this year.
And I absolutely love the staff there. Like I will emphasize this, and I rate it at a 7 out of 10 specifically because I love the staff there and I know they're well intentioned, and I know this is an 18+ con that can really, really make it and hit it off because the fact that their hearts are in the right place.
No.
Bitch.
But like the fact that it was managed like this means like someone else needs to be stirring the pot. We need a few more cooks in the kitchen, man.
God, I really wanted to see that match.
He doesn't have it anymore.
Someone has it on a reel. I'm sure someone somewhere has it on a reel where the con is wearing this thing out. Like,
caught dead.
I've never been so disappointed in my life.
Sonic, next time, if we go to a con and they have a paper badge or whatever.
Paper bag?
Paper bag.
Paper bag, huh?
You don't get a badge, you get a paper bag?
You're not getting a badge.
Here's my lunch, sir. Can you imagine you go to a con? I'm sorry, but you go to a con, right? They ran out of badges. They're getting more in the morning. Hey, I would like to buy a badge. Well, we don't have anything. Here's a sticky note that says good with a little thumbs up drawn on it.
That's what it feels like when you get a wristband, though. That's what it feels like when you get a wristband.
Yeah,
exactly.
Sticky note being like,
sticky note.
I can't collect this shit. What the fuck?
It's like literally, it feels like they literally stuck one of those like good job stickers on your forehead and being like, you're good.
Put paid on your forehead, good to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would do that. I would write hit the forehead for paid customers.
Yeah.
I will say this. Look, I do want to work with Creators After Dark in the future. Next year, I would like to work with WeebCon. I would like to bring our panels, our karaoke. I would like to do more for the conventions because next year we want to do more and more. This is the first year where we've had like this many cons this close together, because usually in the beginning of the year, me and Sonic take a break. Like we take a break from because we have Renaissance. Right now, Sherwood is still going on, and that's another thing that's contributing to you got a lot of Renaissance festivals, and a lot of Renaissance people do cross over with cosplay. I mean, anime cons. A lot of anime cons do cross over with Renaissance, and a lot of them cross over with comic book cons, toy conventions, trading. We have so many trading card game conventions now.
Yep.
We have ScalperCon. There's
one
literally
Scalpercon.
just for fucking
literally
ScalperCon.
ScalperCon.
Like,
yep. That's a real thing.
I already thought every Collecticon would be ScalperCon. Now there's legitimately a con called Scalper. Like.
At this point, they might as well just embrace it. Like, you know what? We're gonna have a con named after that.
Yep, and pretty after ScalperCon, right after ScalperCon is I got robbed in the parking lot con. I will say this.
No, I got robbed behind a Creators After Dark security screening con.
Yeah, I got robbed. I went to Creators After Dark, put my purse down, and then I went in, had a good time, and I got robbed. The security watched the guy rob me.
That's gonna.
I saw the guy. He was pretty big. I didn't want to.
That's gonna be one of the panels. So how did not get robbed?
I mean, yeah, I can kind of see it, but like when you run out of lanyards, that's different. When you're using wristbands to make a lanyard,
I mean, it was a solution. But it was like, it just looked so jank. Like,
or, I mean, if you're going to give out a wristband, at least have it themed with the actual, like not like a paper wristband.
Yeah,
but like
these were plain vanilla paper wristbands.
Give me a fucking ribbon. Ribbon wristband that's like adjustable and shit.
They had two colors. One was plain hot pink and the other one was bright yellow.
Did you get both? Like, was it like one?
No. They just gave them hot pink.
Ah, boo. All right. So we normally don't do this, but we're gonna tip our hats to WeebCon because they won this weekend.
That's something that is something you wouldn't have thought we would say a year ago or two.
Yeah, no, during the whole EP, that year WeebCon has progressively gotten better. Last year they got last year they got an 8 out of 10. They got an 8 out of 10. Again, and
even the whole repeat year, it's just like people that weren't involved in that incident still had so much fun at 2024. So it just like, yeah, the con got into a lot of controversy and there was a lot of shit that happened, right?
There was a lot. The WeebCon was like, I'm sorry, the whole repeat thing kind of led into like more shit that happened that weekend that we kind of dug into, that the con could have like stepped in or done something or kind of like
but you were still able to have a good time, right? Like, and that was the main reason why WeebCon has always kind of been on the come up, and this is the first year it's felt like it's actually been on the downslide. And I don't know if that's because they went back and forth between venues, and people weren't satisfied with the ICC, or it's just a matter of they still need to inject more energy into it, right? Mm-hmm. Because I would much rather for DFW cons root for WeebCon over Anime Frontier, 100%.
Oh, absolutely. WeebCon, we would like to see you get better next year. We want you to strive towards a 9. I know you guys are still watching. Go for that 9. Go for the 10. No one's ever gotten to 10.
Yeah, and WeebCon can be a 10 out of 10 con because it's always been a community-led and focused con. It can be. Like, I think it's one of the few conventions in Texas that can truly be a 10 out of 10 con because you guys actively make an effort to try to keep badge prices affordable, unlike a DreamCon or a Matsuri or a Frontier, right? And you also try to keep the focus on what the fandom is all about and what your community is all about. So I think if there's any conventions in Texas that are capable of a 10 out of 10 in this podcast, it's going to be either San Japan or WeebCon. Like,
I'm sorry, the fucking Discord. I'm sorry.
Okay, so it says here WeebCon ran out of badges the years they were at Allen and intentionally went over the room capacity. Something they knew about because I heard the owner bragging about ticket selling to his friends.
Oh, well, that's different. Holy shit, yeah. That is way different.
But that is not this year, to be fair. That is not this year, to be fair.
And that is not funny. No, I was laughing at somebody made a fucking meme with Smokey yelling at Craig.
Okay, actually, it should. I don't want to say it's lanyards, more like badges. How do you run out of badges? Like, how the hell do you run out of badges at a con?
No, but the Creators After Dark had plenty of badges. They just ran out. They just didn't have a lanyard for. They didn't have a lanyard for Jazz at the con. Like, sorry, bro.
No, they did also run out of badges. They also did run out of badges because I saw people with wristbands.
Oh shit. Okay. Once again, draw paid or I on their forehead.
Here's a paper bag. Here you go.
Well, here we're gonna give you
a sandwich.
Hey, they're gonna do a Chuck E. Cheese. We're gonna write paid on your arm.
Oh yeah, the little stamp.
The little stamp. It's a fucking.
Yeah, you're gonna get a stamp from Don Quixote next time you're in Japan and stamp the back of their freaking hand for their badge. Right? And if they're under 21 and they can't buy alcohol, you put an X over the stamp, like just like you're in the freaking club. Like.
Yeah, I think WeebCon is gonna be a lot better next year, and hopefully Creators After Dark learns a lot. Is this the first year?
It's the first year of Creators After Dark. So it is essentially the same staff copy-pasted from Waifu Expo because all the staff that got involved during the 2 years of Kimochi-Con have now splintered off, and now Kimochi-Con's exclusively in California.
So basically, would you consider this like a spiritual successor, per se?
So Waifu Expo, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Gotcha.
And this year would be the trial and error. This is their first year. It's a new... Even though they've worked with other cons, it's never the same, right? It's always a new playing field. You got to figure out what's going to work because you're not going to get the same attendees from the brand recognition that you had before. This is going to be, this is new. This is a new frontier, a new con. Hopefully they're successful enough to come back next year. Hopefully they don't take this review the wrong way. I mean, we're just
giving our honest opinion. The con chair and have known the con chair since we started cons. So I think she will reach out to us if she really has concerns about what we're saying, honestly.
Right. I feel like every con, the only 2 cons have reached out to me. No, one. The other one talks shit because they like mentioned it before, but it was some fucking con in Northwest of the country, and they took our guest to court because she was slandering them. And that had nothing to do with us, though. Because I talked to the guy, that's why. Because he reached out, and then and Matsuri. Matsuri never has anything nice to say about us.
Everybody, man, woman, child, baby.
I've seen John go after a fire hydrant because it was in a sweet spot where he wanted to park. We are going to go ahead and wrap up there because I'm getting hungry, and I know me, Sonic, and Diamond we're still tired, bro. We had a long weekend of selling our shit.
Sell, buy, trade, sell.
We had a lot of fun, and the staff was cool with us. We had a lot of cool moments, and not only did we sell, we bought and we traded.
Yeah, we did, and I regret buying some of the shit that I did buy.
Trading.
I bought a Chase Vader Ultimate figure and I could not sell it fast enough. And I was like,
see, I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know what it was because I feel like usually the three of us, when it comes to like wrestling stuff, like we should be able to, find and get rid of stuff quickly.
I did. I got rid of that WWE title for the same fucking. Well, I mean, I got this. This is all I fucking cared about.
The IC title.
But I feel like every single time someone would bring you like, hey, you want to trade? And it was just a thing of wrestling.
Yeah, a bunch of
figures and
wrestler
stuff.
figures.
It
Yeah.
was like it was a hit or miss between I don't know. Yeah, and then
I did.
Uh,
I did get some Nendoroids. I wasn't expecting to get. There was a dealer that sold me one like in box for $10, and they explained to me, it's like, oh yeah, well the thing is though, the neck peg is broken, the neck joint is broken, so I don't know if you could take it. I'm like, yeah, sure. And this is the figure, and I basically fixed it. So basically, I saved like a shit ton of money.
nice.
for
Did
fixing
you
the neck.
glue it?
No, what it is that each Nendoroid came with the spare neck joint. So basically, what I did, I just like heated it up and I just popped it in. And
Isn't that great? Like I don't mean to sound like a joke, but like it's like I wish more toys and stuff would do that. Just have
sometimes
a
like
spare.
it's like a sense of like if something like you see it, you might as well take the opportunity. I'm like, you know what,
And you know
$10,
what?
maybe try to fix it, and then it happens.
And where can you get all these fucking great toys? You can get them during the nerd yard sale at CCS, where they won't make you put up your purse and then get robbed when you come out.
And then give you a bracelet because they ran out of badges.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
It's a free event.
You don't need no
with
damn
100%
badges.
less theft. Well, okay,
Less
not
theft,
100%,
less
Well.
90% less theft. Derek got robbed.
Well.
There were some. There were.
There
Well, I
was
mean,
victims.
that's a
Because
poorly.
the guy
yeah.
said, "Hey, you're the guy that sold me the Godzilla." I'm like, "Huh?
Oh,
I
what?
did?
I did? What?
Oh, okay. Maybe it didn't get stolen. Maybe I might have accidentally sold it for $1. I was joking a lot. Whoops. That's all right. He did. I had to spend $65. We're fucking even. No, thank you, Suffering, for coming on the show and sharing once again your insights. We appreciate you a lot, bro. You do contribute a lot to us, and you help us learn a lot. Next year, hopefully, WEEBCON will be much better. I know it was not saying that it was bad. It was great.
And creators.
There's a lot of room for improvement.
There's always room for improvement, to grow, to better yourself. You know, one of the most toxic things that you can tell somebody is don't ever change. That's not true. You should change. You should grow. You should better yourself. You should learn. You should be always willing to adapt. Because if you don't change, you become that guy that yells at the clouds.
Improvise, adapt, overcome.
Mhm.
Rise above
Love
hate.
it.
John
Rise
Cena.
above it.
All right. What is your next con where people can find or follow you to the restroom whenever you need to pee?
All
This
right.
man.
Next convention I will be at is Anime Tyler in Tyler, Texas. So I will also be here on this very podcast on the 20th to review it with Goku. So please show up to Anime Tyler. It will be a lit time. It was one of our favorite cons last year. It will probably be the same this year. After that, I will be at one of my favorite con concepts because I know the con chair is the sweetest person in the world at Otaku Odyssey on May 8th through 10th. Please, if you like
I
18
do
plus
wanna
cons,
go.
because you're watching that, you're watching this and our Creators After Dark review, please show up to Otaku Odyssey because that looks lit. It looks fun. I will be paneling there. I want to have a good time. I'm actually staying on site for this one. So please, please, please show up to both Anime Tyler and Otaku Odyssey. You can follow me on Instagram at Hideaju_suffering. And please, please, when you're at a con, stay safe.
There we go. That's really good.
No, that was a great.
That was awesome.
That was a great outro.
Good promo right there.
Good promo, good stuff. Hey, Diamond, what are you doing during Anime Odyssey? Nothing. We're going.
Okay.
He didn't even fight me. God damn. At least fight back a little.
Huh?
No,
You'd
I
be
don't
like,
want to go, Dad.
I
Huh?
guess.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh,
sure.
oh,
I love it.
oh. All right. I guess we can wrap up there. Or he is the second. He is Mr. Co-host. So I'll let him do the outro, and then we can do second string, and then we'll do me last. Sonic, your co-host.
Go ahead.
Oh,
Yes,
right.
you're co-host. Remember,
Sorry.
I'm Plan B.
Yeah.
God, don't say it like that.
Yeah, don't say it like
yesterday,
that.
bro. So
That might be outlawed in Texas soon, man.
So there's a quick. So here's a quick story. So we were gonna get seats for the Super Mario Galaxy movie. So we had a whole group, right? And then when we were picking out, and I'm gonna wait till you take your drink because you're probably gonna spit it out. So we were 7 of us, and then they were showing us the map, and they only had certain rows available. Goku here goes, "Oh, so how do you guys feel about the C-section?" And we're like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah, and I see Rose T, right? How do y'all? And I just blurt out loud in front of everybody, including the fucking cashier. How do y'all feel about the C-section?
And there was people behind us too.
C-section's good, right?
I would have, if I heard that coming out of Goku's mouth, I would have been like, my sister was a bridge baby, right?
Oh,
bro, I said it and I didn't even realize what I said until everybody started reacting. I was like, oh shit, that's not what I meant.
that wasn't intentional.
Bro, it's just like, so now, don't say blind beat, damn
it. Don't say it that way.
BT.
All right, go.
All right. So you can find me on Instagram. I am Super Saiyan Sonic there. For there, I have my link tree where you have all my socials of my other pages. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. I just made a couple of videos. I'm planning to do more videos. And I will be at NostalgiaCon this weekend. Just Saturday, likely. If you see me or if you're going to be there, say hi. Don't be afraid. We got a lot of conventions coming. We've been really busy this month, and we're gonna keep going. We're going up.
Busy.
We're going higher.
That's right, because we are meeting John Cena in June in San Antonio. So if you're there,
So if you're wondering what convention, it is SpaceCon in San Antonio, Texas. It's going to be June the 12th to the 14th. That's correct. Yeah, June 12th to the 14th. We are going Saturday because we secured a photo op for John Cena, and he's only going to be there just that Saturday.
Yep.
And the weekend before, I will be in Mexico. So if anybody's interested in buying a AAA Mega Campeonato, the officially licensed WWE, the new one, they are $600 right now. I will be, and I think you can only get them in Mexico as of right now.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So I will go get a few. So if anybody wants one, I have to get the money in advance, but I will deliver the belt to your house, and I'll have Diamond wear like a little.
He'll make me wear the poncho.
Yeah. All right, Diamond, go ahead and fucking B team, not Plan B.
No, just be a co-host 2. There you go.
Well, he's second string. We call him second string because he had to take. I forgot to send you the link, so I thought Sonic's like, oh shit, I guess we're not doing the show today, Jesse. Dude, I swear to God, I sent you the fucking link, and it turns out I didn't.
Yeah, I was wondering. I was like, are we not gonna do it, or?
He was thinking about it though. When I
I did. I was because I was so tired. But now, come on, dude.
Okay.
Outro.
You can follow me on YouTube at Diamond Assassin. You can also follow me on TikTok at voltage_echo, and then also the link tree is down below.
Yeah, both their link trees are in the description. We will make sure you join the Discord. We do tea time every Tuesday. We will be talking about Creators After Dark and the aftermath of the after parties. Tomorrow, going deeper, diving deeper. We do hope that Creators After Dark and WEEBCON had a very successful year because we want to see them come back next year. I appreciate WEEBCON because they're doing their best to bring more content to the Dallas area, but I also want any other con to exist and for Anime Matsuri to go away. If you haven't followed us already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Follow us. Hit ring-a-ling, the ding-a-ling button so you can be notified every time we go live. If you're still watching, please hit the thumbs up button. It helps with the YouTube algorithm. And if you happen to know anybody that's WEEBCON staff, make sure you tell them that you appreciate them for doing better every year. Every con is getting better. All con has gotten better. WEEBCON will get better. Every con is going to get better. Can't speak for certain other ones, but we will see what happens this year. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, the Book of the Faces. Make sure you check us out at Anime Tyler, Texas, April 18th and 19th, which is also WrestleMania weekend. We will be at Pitch 25 in Houston, Texas, hanging out, with all the championship belts. But if you happen to be going to Anime Tyler, Texas, hit us up because we're going to have all the championship belts with us. So you can take pictures, do videos,
and watch, do a watch party for night 1 of WrestleMania.
That's right. We may be doing a watch party for night 1 of WrestleMania at Anime Tyler. Hit us up. We appreciate all of y'all. We are trying to be the voice of the voiceless, and that's what you guys help us with. We will see you at Anime Tyler. If not, we will see you that Monday for another supersized episode as Anime Tyler goes head-to-head against Anime Dallas. And WrestleMania as the special guest referee.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Be well, be safe, and take care.
And we have this new thing where we're going to make a little banner, but it's going to be called the Sonic It's Too Cool for School Banner of Approval.
Stamped.
Yeah. WEEBCON. Good job.
We're going to get a badge ribbon. There you go.
There you go. Good job, WEEBCON.
Excellent argument.
Y'all did great too.
Approved.
Approved. All right. I'm hungry. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.